Brandon's Outdoors, Jeremy Albritton, Yada Yoda, Lauren. Welcome in, guys. Appreciate you being here. How's the audio and video? Hey, Steve. Long time no see. Sounds good. Dandy here. All right, that works. I got to go find my live so I can forget how to do this every time. I thought I had this thing scheduled and I didn't. Hey, the Bud Files and Richard and Hobbs and Set on Sign. Welcome in, guys. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Jeep Farm Overland, welcome in. I don't know if you were in here for my premiere or not, but that was the trip that I did right before I talked to you last time. You got to send it to me first, Hobbs. If you weren't in here on the last live, you might not understand that part of it. Jeep Overland, I'm going to make you a mod so that you can check other people's channels out. Is the Bud Files is not a mod. Now they are. Hey, Creel. Creel, you've been doing some pretty cool fishing. Getting her done. Dark 30 in the house. Welcome in, welcome in. I know you're chuckling over that one. I'm going to get my battery pack quick for my phone. So if any of you guys want to come up, I got the link posted there. Pinned. Who'd I miss? Nobody, I don't think. Blake TV, welcome in. Get in there. Living it, man. He wasn't in here last time, evidently. He might have been. I think he was, actually. Thank you very much, Living it, man. You don't have to do that. I'm just being crazy here. So, Dirt Bike Guy, welcome in. I'm blurry. Is it because of the lighting or because I got a Wi-Fi thing up here? That might be why. Let me see if it helps if I turn this one on. That might help. Does that help at all or no? Hobbs, you're acting like I did on my last live. That's why I titled this one that what I did. Got that right. Guess what all's in there? I'm going to show you my drawers. Check out all that stuff. All kind of fishing stuff up in there. Gee, that stinks. I got fishing stuff in this one. Not in this one. This one. That's where I put my board. With all the good channels on it. This way. I know you don't, Steve, but you did anyway. Hey, Ashley. Welcome in, Ashley. Jedediah. That's right. I never had a Grandpa Jedediah, though. Moklahoma dog. What's up? Somebody's got to come up here and entertain people because I'm not very good at it. You just subbed to who? Dirt Bike Guy? Oh, Jeep fam. Ted, welcome in. Is that like reading a poem or something, Ted? Getting a pool reading? Youper. Jeep Fam Overland is a good channel to follow. I haven't been following him real long, but he does some pretty cool stuff. Gray Wolf, welcome in. The total nutria for that whole thing, I think what's his name? Alan said he got like 5 that I didn't edit. So in that case, we would have had 121, I believe, would be the final count. I need to go pin that in the comments on that video because I forgot to put it in the video at the end when I was editing. And it was already uploaded to YouTube before I did it, and it took a long time. Sandy, you made it. Welcome in. I got it. I was giving Mr. Look at a message and not respond a hard time. Who are you talking about, Modog? I know the chat's blowing up. I can't even keep up with it. I'm a slow reader to begin with, but oh, you're talking to me? What? I didn't look. What you do? I looked at your message, I think. Oh, thanks for getting back to you with Steve's address. Yeah, sorry about that. Raven Cat, welcome in. I didn't see that message until after you messaged me back. I don't remember when you messaged me, but I was busy that evening. I do know that. I can't, Creel. Everybody's typing too fast. Someone bring you some ice cream? I could get some Klondike bars out of the freezer out in the garage. We didn't build any barns this week, Grits. I didn't even roll any. Yeah, I did. I rolled a few panels today. Yeah, I bet too you did, Daniel. I bet too you did. Dirt bike guy says he got wind knocked right out of him on his last short. All right, Modog. Maybe we can get somebody in here to PayPal you something and see if it works. Pictures of the boat? I don't hardly have any new ones that you haven't seen. This is funny. My dog is out here stalking birds by the feeder. Acting like she's not interested in them, but yet she is. Ribs, coleslaw, fried okra, nummy num. Your PayPal just spits out dust clouds. What's up, Wolf's Den? Iowa Trapper. Man, nobody's falling for my stuff tonight. What in the world? I'll show you the latest pictures of my boat. They're just waiting on the glass yet. That's all they're waiting on. But let me turn the light down so you can actually see something. Really? Come on. That's after it's painted. Just waiting on windows. That's on the inside. It's kind of a dark picture, but got a shelf up here and a shelf right there, right under those handles. Man, where's the glare on this? Come on, quit glaring. I don't know. You can kind of see it. Yeah, it looks good. I wish YouTube was paying for it. I really do. But with what YouTube pays, I'm not holding my breath on buying a whole lot of anything. All right, what'd I miss? It is actually good, Lindia. Jeep Fam Overland wants me to save him some meat out of him. And he's going to come out here and pick it up sometime. And cook it up, I guess. Maybe on a video. I don't know. I don't know what he's planning on doing with it. He just said he wanted me to save him like hindquarters off of, I think he said 5. Hey, Fishing the Dot. A long time no see. I will make you a mod so you can check out all these wonderful channels up in here. according to my TubeBuddy app, I made it to 1,400 followers yesterday. I posted that on my community page, and some of you have already commented on that. But according to my studio, I'm only at $13.99, but YouTube side says that I'm at 1,400, so I'll take the 1,400, whatever. Iowa, when are you getting stickers made? Yeah, I know they do, Judith and Dan. They stink bad. That's why I told him, I said, I'll take the hindquarters off of them, but I'm not going to get into the gut cavity. You're close to 1,200 small water. That's good. For the King Hammers race to cook out there, where a bunch of people want to try some different wild game. There you go. I think what I'm going to do is just start saving some of the hindquarters when I go out hunting and stuff. Just if I get more than 5, I'll get more than 5, whatever. But Nephew Austin, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Reef Robber merch, like maybe our name on a work shirt. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if I even want to get into that game. Arkansas Trapper, what is up? Boxy's in here. Boxy, I'm going to make you a mod. And also Lindia, I'm going to make you a mod. And also the other one, where'd Dylan get to? Maybe they are a mod already. Box. Oh, the Arkansas Trapper. Yeah, they are a mod. Okay. It's more to keep up with too, Grits. A lot more to keep up with. All right, Jeep. I don't know how much I'll get, but I'll probably do another catch and cook for sure. And then, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much I'll end up keeping, but yeah, you're a mod already, Modog. Lindy, you know you deserve the mod position. Exactly, Sandy. What did Arkansas found out today? I'm heading the NTA in Lima, end of July. That's probably true, John. Any of you good people up in here can come up and chat if you want to. If you want to tell people about your channel, there's some in here that aren't in here sometime. I'm getting more of the trapping community in here, which is great. Appreciate you guys coming in here and hanging out. Ottercat, what is up? But yeah, and Bullock Experience, welcome in. If you guys want to come up and talk about your channel and what you're doing and get to know people, that's perfectly all right. This chat is moving. We got 20 people. Wolf's Den. How you doing? What's up?
Not too much. Just having a rainy day and didn't get work.
Yep. It's raining here. Well, right now it might not be, but it's been cloudy and cold all day.
Yeah.
Who has cake?
Oh, Lord.
Why, Kyle?
Shoot. I'm tired.
No one. Oh, Sandy. Yes, I am Dirt Bike Guy. Although I haven't gotten a paycheck from YouTube yet. Because I make so much, they don't want to send it to me. You voted 80 keeper crappie today. That's awesome.
Oh.
That's a pretty good day there.
Oh, yeah.
My cameras all took a dump. Oh, that's no good.
Nope.
Did you get any footage at all? There you go, Sandy. Your envelope went out in the mail today. Yeah, we all have those every once in a while, Kyle. It's bad, but it does happen. My last nutria hunt was that way when Steve and Lauren were with me. What's up, Sandy?
Hello. I can't see the chat, so if anyone's talking, you're going to have to relay that.
Okay. You got to turn the YouTube side off.
Do I?
Or maybe. It's okay now. It came through right at first, but I don't hear anything now.
I know.
Now everybody's coming up.
What's up?
Because we're seeing that your voice.
Yeah, probably.
What are you making, Sandy? Cake?
No cake. I didn't get any of that cake last week. It was ridiculous.
I won't relay it, Moklama Dog. I'll just stick it up there and she can see it if she sees it.
I'm getting cranberry cookies.
Oh, not cake, but cookies?
Yeah, they get cookies.
You might be able to frisbee some of them across.
Before or after the kids get access to them.
Yeah.
You might be left with a tray.
Free trap giveaway tomorrow night at the Reef Robber, or no. Stop by at 7 and win a Duke 120 to smash them nutria. Now that would be cool. I actually have some traps, but I want to do it with snares instead of traps because snares would be so easy on these things.
The thing is, I told you this morning to go back and do your count, and you didn't. It's a bit disappointing. It's a bit slack on your end.
I said we got 116 plus whatever I haven't gotten the footage from Alan. I know what the count is.
It's not good enough.
I know we were supposed to get 500.
Lindy is sharing links, John said.
Lindy, what?
Sharing links.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks,
Well,
Lindy.
Reef Robert. Hey, what's up, Big Matt? Big Mike.
I'm sure there's
Big Mike. Sorry, guys. Go ahead.
Sandy, I want to see the cookies when you're done.
My computer's delayed.
Really?
Yeah, so the audio is up to date, but the visual's not, and it's tripping me out.
Go watch on the StreamYard side.
I am
No.
on the screen now,
Oh.
sorry.
Oh. It's because you're so far away.
Jeremy Albritton is in here. What's up, Jeremy? Pork chop.
Hello, Pork Chop.
Ottercat says he just watched a new video. I think you have a nutria problem. You think? We've been hunting on that ditch 3 times, that one ditch, and we've killed 25 off of there. And I know there's that many more on there for sure. Because I missed about as many as I got last time.
You need to practice your shooting.
But did you see how far away those were? When I zoomed back out, or you didn't watch it? I zoomed back out after I was done with that shooting at that one bunch of them.
Yeah, he was pretty far out.
Yee. Welcome in.
How far was that away, Earl, whenever you shot?
Probably close to 100 yards.
Was it windy today?
No, it was definitely within range. I just missed them. I mean, most of the ones I missed were swimming, and when they're swimming, a lot of times you can only see. I mean, your target's really tiny when they're swimming. But
Yeah.
I still had no excuse for some of those.
Oh man, we're
That's
trying.
right, small water. And old Big Skip.
Hey,
I like the title of your live, Earl. That's,
I know.
I don't know if
I knew some people would get it and some people wouldn't. But
Hey, Ted, Sandy, Wolves Den.
but I'm trying to figure out a good spot here. That's all. I think I'm gonna put this. It's better. Like it.
I want myself.
why do Australian kitchens look so much better than the U.S.?
I don't know.
I thought they were the same. Kitchen, right?
No, those are on the left. Ours are on the right.
No, your dishwater drains out and goes counterclockwise, and ours goes clockwise.
And we put our ovens in lower so you don't burn your damn arms when you go to take stuff out.
Yeah, I was but it was there when we bought this place, so.
You tell them to shut up, Sandy. You're out.
I'd be telling Earl to shut up before Big Skip.
Hey, I can kick you off if you want.
Watching your subscribers disappear.
Pull back real tight. My hair isn't greased down. It's all just pulled back. See? Just pull back, no grease. I don't use man. But thanks for.
Oh shoot! You did it. It's on now.
She's like, what?
Boy, me and Viking had a scare Saturday.
What'd you do?
I got my new Tarova put on the boat last week. Finished it up Friday evening. We went down to Wheeler Dam to try bumping some and had a little mishap with a couple of the lines. And where the high voltage lines come across, the towers, each leg is on its own big round column.
Mm-hmm.
And we're messing with the lines, and I had the trolling motor set, and it was letting us drift straight back. We were going right between them, and we heard Chadwick and D yell. By the time we looked up, we were coming right at one. The trolling motor had lost sync with the remote and turned itself off,
Oh boy.
and we didn't realize it. Yeah. We bumped
You can go a long ways without watching. You can go a
real
long ways.
quick.
Yeah.
We bumped the column, and yeah, we didn't know because I've got an old Javelin fiberglass bass boat. We we pointed it back toward the boat ramp real quick, and then we got as I was easing back over, we did an inspection, and it didn't do any visible damage. So we ended up finishing out the day fishing. We caught, I think, 7.
Yeah.
Nothing major. Biggest one was I think Zach got one that was 17, almost 18 pounds. And then we had a bunch. We had 4 in the 10 to 12 pound range. One that went about 8 pounds. One went 7.
Those are all big for me.
They were all blues, so
Yeah. I guess I've caught 10 pounders out in the ocean, but
we've got.
Break room for John.
What's that?
I'm doing a tour of my break room for John.
Oh.
There's the menu right there, John. That's the only thing that's important in this break room are those menus right there.
You even have 10-pound fish in your river. Oh. You need the ocean to supply you.
I said the ocean.
Hey, Sandy.
The ocean. That's the point.
Hey, Sandy. This is what we're looking for.
The snack is out in the hall.
Let me make you. There you go.
Hold on, I'm on delay. Wait a minute.
Snack
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
Pretty.
There he is.
There he is.
Sandy, I love the color of your kitchen. I like that blue.
I do too.
Really?
Yeah, I like white and blue. I have a yellow kitchen, sunflower. It's a theme.
That's similar to what they have down in Florida. They call it dirt dauber blue. They paint the underside of their awnings and porches and stuff like that with it.
Uh-huh.
And the dirt daubers and spiders and all that think it's the sky, and they won't build webs and nests under there.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, literally, you go into the hardware store down there and ask for dirt dauber blue, and that's real close to what they give you.
This is the original color of this 60s beach shack of a house, and if I could get rid of the blue, I would do it.
What color would you make it?
Maybe a soft gray.
Okay.
Because we have like birchwood floors.
Mm-hmm.
And this blue, that soft gray, don't go together.
Okay.
Sandy, Grit is asking all kinds of questions about your.
Oh, I'm gonna mute my mic. Mama's home and he's going nuts.
About your kitchen.
Sandy, Grit, those burners are behind you.
These things?
I don't know. I guess that's Yeah.
Yeah, they're just like stove. That's just a stovetop. They're like old cast iron stove.
That's a cool looking stovetop.
Yeah.
Nice.
It literally looks like the burners are made into the counter.
It's sunk in. So if I went into the cupboards underneath, you see the bottom of the burner. But I always get the cast iron ones because I can smash a pot down when I'm angry with the boys, and it's not gonna break.
Right.
Like you ever get angry with them.
I've broken many a wooden spoon.
I know them wood spoons sting.
Boys are frustrating.
I'll be right back, girl.
Boys. I don't know. It's easy. I just have to say you're being naughty, and she's like crying, and I'm so sorry. And my boys, I'm like, you're really annoying me, and they're just like, ooh.
Hey, John, I know that keeps the boring bees away too. That blue. I'm gonna have to do that on my pavilion where my boat and everything's stored. I get a ton of those wood boring bees in all the wood, so I should probably paint them blue.
Earl mute himself. Is he in trouble?
I didn't mute anybody. Hey, Marcia. Welcome in.
Sticky beak about double pluggers in my jumper. The only Australian I know.
Double pluggers.
What is that, Andy?
I haven't heard that used in a long time. Double pluggers. It's like a pair of shoes.
I think that's what John is talking about. Double pluggers. Let me see what he says. Only
Well,
one.
that's what we call double pluggers. Pluggers are shoes. Like, hang on, you're American. Use right hand. Flip flops. I'm not gonna call them thongs because you guys will get the wrong idea.
Crank Honey Custom Baits. Welcome in.
He called them flip flops, Sandy.
Yeah, we don't. And I even dared Crystal to use them, like when she's telling the kids to get their flip flops on, just to go astray and just go, get your thongs on so we can go, and just watch Modog have a meltdown. I don't know if she did it though. It was months ago.
And the jumper is a hoodie.
Uh-oh.
A jumper is like a jacket without a zip, and it's not.
That's not good, Lauren.
Jumpers don't have hoodies. Hoodies have hoodies. A jumper is like
Water table. Welcome in.
a jumper is a sweater.
Oh, okay.
You guys are making me use my brain. My brain is fried today. No.
Small Water says, see, I know 2 languages. English and gibberish.
I was gonna say if it's a jumper, my hoodies, I'm gonna be ordering my jumper soon. I'm getting my apparel up and running here real soon. So
So jumper is without the hood part.
okay.
And then a hoodie has the hood. A jacket is something that you can button or zip up. But we tend to use jacket when it's not made of that comfortable cloth. It's a jacket, a leather jacket.
What do you call overalls? The kind that have the suspenders on it. It's like a one piece with 2 straps over the shoulders. What do you guys call that?
I don't know.
Did you ever see them?
What are they?
It's like a one piece. It comes up to your chest, and you have like suspenders on top holding them up.
For like outdoors?
We call them like overalls, I believe.
We call them. Are they for like fishing and stuff?
Yeah, like yeah,
Oh, we call them like,
They're like waders, but they're denim.
yeah,
They're
they're
denim, though.
farmers would wear them. I guess that's where you get the
oh, Yeah, I suppose we
Stereotype or
call them
whatever.
overalls.
The blue denim overalls.
Yeah, we just call them overalls.
Okay, all right.
Having said that, wearing a shirt.
John said we call that stupid looking.
Yeah, shirts are optional under those things for both men and women here, so it's always fun.
That's funny.
It's the
Yeah.
shirt.
Bibs.
A bib is something that we put on a baby because they can't eat properly.
Yeah, that's what I call bib too. The bib is when my kid yacked up over himself. You had to put a bib on him.
Lindia says, isn't that close to being biblical?
I'm not good at that one. Right. Let the Amish speak for themselves.
Bibs and biblical. That's what she was getting at.
Abbreviate.
You can no longer abbreviate raccoon?
How do you abbreviate raccoon?
Coon.
We always called him coon.
Oh, thank God you don't live in Australia.
Huh?
Why are you turning away and laughing, Sandy?
No reason.
Okay.
Why in the cat would YouTube standards not allow you to abbreviate raccoon? I mean,
Because it's racist.
In Australia, it is. It's a racial slur against Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders.
Really?
Yeah. It's like that good old N word that
We always say coons at the feeder, so that wouldn't go well at out your way then.
Oh no.
Iowa says they deleted all the comments with that abbreviation in his last live.
Wow. Well, didn't you trap like 900 raccoons?
No, he was over 1,000.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. He had a lot of abbreviations in that live then.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a massive racial slur here.
mm,
But then before it was known
Probably could.
racial slur, a coon used to be just like an idiot.
Probably could, Crank Honey, depending on when it is.
With the dance.
Evans family, welcome in. Yeah, I don't know. You can't say anything anymore without offending somebody.
Yeah. Or hurting somebody's feelings. It's tough now.
yeah.
PA Trapping, welcome in.
Yeah, I'm
Guess we can call them ringtails now. There you go.
What's up?
ringtails. No, that's another critter. Oh, hey, big math live.
I need to see.
I pick a day and time. Let me write this down so I can get with you sometime after this live. I'll forget it if I don't write it down.
Dan said he never got asked. I got asked to be on a podcast on May 14th, Dan. So that makes you
Dan on Earl's Live. What's he getting on about?
I'm doing a podcast. I don't know. World's Working Fisherman, World Class Fishing. I have me on their podcast on May 14th.
May 14th?
Yeah. It isn't on YouTube. It's on their
Right.
station. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now hold on a minute. I thought what off the hook, weren't you doing Rustics challenge?
Which one?
The catfishing tournament.
Nah, I don't catfish much. I'm gonna start messing around a little bit. going down here at the rivers with, I don't know if you ever heard of Jakey Crack Outdoors. He's a friend of mine growing up, and we actually met again on YouTube, and I didn't know he had a YouTube channel. So I may start catfishing with him on our rivers here in Pittsburgh just to get out and learn it a little bit. But I don't catch much.
All right.
I'd like to.
Angie, are you the Angie that I think you are?
What is it? It's just past noon. Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, wow.
So this is my normal routine. I have university in the morning on Tuesdays, and then I get home. Earl shows me something pretty, and then I cook for the boys before they walk in the door after school.
Yeah, I don't catfish.
I got a question for you guys, though. I saw this on another channel, one that I'm not associated with their community as much, but it's called the Traveling Tackle Box. Have you ever heard of that one?
Yep.
I would like to do that for our community.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like that.
I don't know what that is.
Started out with, oh, it's Keaton. Got you. You started out with a few lures and send it to somebody. They have to catch a fish with what's in the tackle box where they are, and then add to it and send it on.
That's fun.
Just keep going from channel to channel.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I think I saw a channel starting to do that or something like that, but that's not really it's our community, fishing community, but I don't think not too many of them are like followers of ours, I guess. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's some of the bigger channels I think are doing it maybe, but all right, Crank Honey, thanks for coming in.
I want to do that with a boat, like an old boat, like a 14-foot boat.
Send it around.
And send it to everybody, and then everybody's got to do an upgrade on it and fish with it, and then send it off to the next person, and they can do what they want with it.
MB Heritage, welcome in.
No one's sending me the boat, Ted. That's a bit unfair.
I can't even send you baits right now, Sandy. I mean, they won't even let me send baits your way.
I know.
They won't?
No. I can't send nothing to Australia.
Why not?
They said because of the COVID restrictions, they're stopping everything from Australia.
Yeah.
Or to and from Australia. Can't do it.
What's COVID?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was in the post office a couple days ago, and there was a guy in there that sent something that cost $200 to Australia, and he wasn't unable to get a refund on because he should have known that it couldn't go there, and he did it, and the post office would not refund his money, and it was over $200.
Wow.
He was fuming.
I would be too. So everything's shut down because we've opened up borders with New Zealand in like a little bubble. Can't send anything. It's almost like a biohazard. Crap.
Yeah, so they don't know when they'll let me on our post office in the U.S. won't go to Australia at all right now, no matter what you try to do. I think they did say, though, Sandy, I think letters can still go, but no packages.
Yeah. So I had a package sit in the post office for Hogleg and Melissa for 3 weeks before the post office turned around and said we can't send it.
Yep.
So the Vegemite's sitting in my pantry. All right, I'm going to jump down because the delay in the picture and the audio is driving me insane.
Okay. Try to come back up.
I don't even know how to get out. Normally I just shut my window.
And then there was 3.
I think, Marcia, I think it's going away in a lot of the country now. I think we were one of the last states to get rid of masks, and they finally got rid of those not that long ago, actually. But All right, Iowa. Appreciate you being in here.
Oh, take care. Some old man. No, they said that the envelopes are still good, like letters and stuff like that will still go.
Grit just says he's out. Prayers and positive thoughts on their final leg to Colorado tomorrow.
Yeah, whenever you find my decal.
He did. You didn't see that? He
I
stuck it on.
Okay.
He found it the other day and stuck it on.
He found it when he got there. No,
he was at.
I'm kidding.
I think he was at Idaho or Utah. He was in Utah.
See, he found it in Utah because that's where I was born.
See, there you go.
Yeah, safe travels, Grits.
Grits is coming to Colorado.
Yep.
Open up the P.O. box when you get there. So you can do your stuff. Sandy, is that better?
Not working.
It's working on this end.
Okay. I think it's working. All right. We're good.
Awesome.
We knew we were good, but
We should have just all started like skipping like this when she was talking.
yeah.
I didn't put that past you, young man.
So, I actually want to go and show you all this new piece of gear I got from Walmart.
What you got?
This is what is it called? Camillus Titanium.
Nice.
Got a 9-inch total length, 4.5-inch blade and handle.
Good night, Raven Cat.
And according to their website, this is made with one of the top cutlery steels out there, which is about 440 or 460 mild steel.
That would be Danimal to answer that one. He's a metal guy. He would know.
Night, Raven Cat.
I thought the good steel, like I'm a big fan of the cold steel knives myself. I love the cold steel. I have a Master Hunter and I got a Tano. And my Master Hunter, I think I got that when I was 16 from my father. And I think I sharpened it probably a total of 5 times.
And it still don't cut.
No, it's awesome. I don't have to, you got to watch, man. It'll cut you. You won't even know it. When you're in a deer cavity, you got to be careful. It's sharp as heck. The animal would know, though, what the good steel is for the knives.
Yeah, I'm pressing this down on my. Nope, still didn't. Damn. I still ain't managed to get this thing to where it can shave.
Is the animal still here? Sandy gonna say that? That's he said to Sandy, you gonna say that's not a knife?
Look,
This
it
is
came
a knife.
across my mind, but I don't have a bigger knife, so well, I probably do. Hang on.
I mean, if I could find a real knife up here in Colorado, I would get one.
Beta said 40
40C is stainless steel.
I look like a pirate.
What-
There you go. There's a skinning knife.
It's
And
a
I'll show
chili
you
knife.
There's a knife.
It's a what?
It's like a herb knife.
Oh.
That's
It
about
looks
as big
like
as
it'd
that.
work for skinning, though. The tip
See
of that thing has a little knob on the end. It
And she
looks
doesn't
like
have
but-
a silent H in her herbs. It's herbs. I call it
I know.
herbs, but she says
I do
herbs
too.
The H is there.
It's
Okay?
not
I know, but it's silent.
here, but you say it in Australia. I get it. I'm fine with that.
Herb. It's like
Did you like Wolf's Den's knife?
knife.
The K is there, Sandy. The K is
And it's like a pecan.
it makes sense, Sandy. The K is there.
Yes. It's a pecan, not a pecan. You're not a turkey. Come on.
I mean, I was just proving your point. Smoking herb and smoking herb is way different. That's right, John.
That's a good one. That is a really good one. Oh, I got to cover my face for that one. That was a good one. Oh. I'm glad I wasn't drinking, not knowing that one. That was a good one. Oh, man.
Not even, right? Friends, don't make us enemies.
Oh, jeez. That actually hurt my stomach. Yeah.
I'm ignoring it all now.
Oh, jeez. That was great. We'll see what we'll see what gets taken off of this live today then.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
Laughing at Sandy's expense. That's right, Steve.
I'm not offended at all. Keep trying.
Yeah, I did miss it, Grits. I'm sorry if I did miss it on my live yesterday. I was flying through my live, so I apologize if I missed you on the live.
Grits and Glamour, if you want to hook me up, or we can hook up tomorrow, and or even what is tomorrow? Tuesday? Yeah, tomorrow's Tuesday. We can even meet up on Wednesday. Just go fishing or whatever. If you ain't busy.
What part of Colorado are you in?
Denver.
Okay, yeah. He's gonna work at a campground just west of Denver, somewhere up there up against the mountains there.
Sweet.
Squirrels Magnet Fishing. Welcome in.
Squirrel.
Damn Grits. I don't have stickers yet, so if you would just take a piece of duct tape, stick it right the channel name. There you go. Redneck channel. Oh wait, you can't say redneck either, can you?
No.
What?
Well,
man, you literally just took out an entire group of people.
I know.
the rednecks or the bogans?
No, that's two groups.
No, they're not. They're the same group. They just live in different areas of the world.
There's rednecks all over the world.
I like Squirrel Magnets fishing, man. I'm always hoping he pulls out something crazy when he does that magnet fishing.
Hey, I'll tell you what, some of the most fun rednecks there are out there are Mexicans.
I'm
Russians.
after that. We ain't getting into that.
Because they ain't scared of doing anything.
I know.
That's for real. They're not. They ain't scared of anything. Where's Elon when you need him? Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Here.
Steve said he's offended.
Steve's always offended. He's a delicate one.
Hey, Steve, my wireless microphones came today. My daughter called me and said, Daddy, you got your wireless microphone. So it's like going home to a Christmas present tonight. Whenever I get home, I'm going to go and open it up and play with them tonight.
Well,
That's all it
got a new toy.
Yeah, I got a new toy.
MB Heritage says he's trying to move to another planet. He's busy trying to move to another planet. Speaking of Elon.
Yeah. 44 billion on Twitter. I think he can afford to buy YouTube.
Even his money. I don't know why everyone thinks it is.
Yeah, I hope it works too, Steve. I spent a lot of money on it, though. It wasn't the cheap ones.
You're going to like how much money I spent on the next video.
No, Lord.
$5.
He must be getting his boat back.
No, I was working on my kayak actually.
Okay.
Okay, I can't see with my glasses on at the moment. When that happens.
Ordered me a GoPro, so I guess we're gonna get some footage from my angle again.
That's cool. Which GoPro did you order on? The 10?
There you go. What are you talking about, Lauren? Oh, I didn't say I bought anything. I just said you're going to be impressed with how much money I spent on my next video.
And how much lower did you
Yeah, if you're on. What kind of GoPro did you buy John, Lindia? He don't know. I think my next action camera is going to be from DJI. I really like their action cameras. So
He has seven blacks.
Okay. Cool.
Lauren, I went out and bought a new mower last week. A week ago today, actually, because my old one quit driving. It still runs and the blades go around, but it quit driving.
John said,
Wait a minute. Just riding mower or push mower?
It was a riding mower.
Oh, through there, yeah.
I wasn't going to go there, John, but okay.
Jesus. I'm sorry for swearing.
What now?
Oh, man.
What said on sign says?
Yes, definitely. I need somebody on here to test my PayPal. Not my Venmo's
Actually-
working. My Venmo's working fine. I just got to have somebody send me money on PayPal.
Actually, Lauren, to finish up one little piece of the yard, I put her on the mower and pushed her around to finish the last part of the one section there. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I'm not yeah, I'm not going there.
Rearrange these menus here.
I think one of these days I'm going to try and break YouTube. I'm going to do the most offensive there is to do.
You won't get broke. I think you'll be the one that just
Man,
get banned and broke yourself. I wouldn't mess with it.
I mean, there's always Twitch, stream, or not StreamYard, crap, other things I can go on. But shoot, would be funny though.
Not me. I love YouTube. I wouldn't be here sitting here with you guys if it wasn't for YouTube. So
True. That is a good point.
I just said GoPro could be white, black, yellow, Mr. Mrs. Zen, Zan, Zip, D, whatever else there is.
but that's the truth. And people, and people are going to go and pick out exactly what she said and be offended by it.
Yep.
And it wasn't even anything close to what she was intending to say.
Nope. Yeah, it's a shame.
It is. It really is.
You should see the schools, I'm in the school district.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, the new one is a Toro, zero turn. I got rid of a tractor style riding mower and went with a zero turn.
Nice.
And the cool thing is, it used to take close to I want to say close to 2 hours to mow my yard with a riding mower. And I came home from work the other day. I left work at 5:30. I have about 10 minutes to work. Got home, walked in the house, decided I was going to go mow the yard quick because it was decent evening. Went out, got on the mower, mowed the yard, and I walked back in after parking the mower after mowing the whole yard at 6:31 p.m. 1 hour and 1 minute after I left from work. "62-inch Toro Zero turn in a
Good.
small yard." Yeah. I only got a 42-inch deck because my yard's flat. I have not that much stuff to go around. And I just wanted it because it's faster at the end of the yard where you turn around. That's all.
Yeah, I got a Cub Cadet, the Signature Cut series I got last year, and I love that thing. But that's a push mower; it ain't a ride or nothing.
Yeah.
And then I pay a landscaper $20 every 2 weeks to cut my lake house yard. So when I get up there, I don't have to cut grass; it's already cut. I can just pull in and unload and do my thing and go fishing. That's
Yeah, I know you did, John. His cake is burning. There you go. Sandy is, I think she fell over and fainted or something. She isn't around. What? Somebody trying to call me. See if he leaves a message.
Mo Dog in here still?
I don't know.
I thought he said he wanted to come up, but I didn't see him lately.
I would just as soon be lost as to mow the yard. I don't know where Big Skip is. He fell off the side of the hill too, somewhere. Oh, brother. Oh, no. We got John from Smallwater Charters boy up in here. Wait, no, that ain't you. That is
When you said, "Oh, brother,"
huh?
I said, "When you said, oh, brother."
You just laughed and clapped your hands, that's all. Oh, Sandy muted her mic too.
She might be screaming at the boys.
Maybe. Never know. Smallwater Charter says, huh?
If she stormed off camera with her wooden spoon, I would say she's probably going to go use it.
They living for Jesus. Ted, how are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm doing good, buddy. I saw your video when you said, "There's the water."
That was a fun video.
I just watched that today, actually.
It almost has 100 views already.
No, that's good.
I might have to let you guys entertain somebody. Somebody's trying to get a hold of me to ask me some questions about something that's fairly important, but shouldn't take long.
Good night,
Oh,
old
wait.
man. Thanks. I
I'll
should say
speak if,
some old instead of old man. That might be a
you're offensive, Ted.
little offensive. So some old man. Good night. Not good night, old man.
Richard, you never tried out my PayPal or Venmo, did you?
Yeah. Earl's Venmo, but my PayPal needs readjusted.
uh,
John's comment before had me almost on the floor. That was great. Oh man. Must have an Amish heater recall, bro.
for what?
No, that's what John said.
Oh, for the phone call? Yeah. No, it's not about that. All right, Lynn. You
Needs his Amish hat.
On the roll tonight. I can't wait to go visit them guys when I go down Florida.
I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole, man.
I don't think I'm gonna start laughing the whole time I'm there, and I can't wait for that.
Those are the good trips that you'll remember for the rest of your life, though.
Oh yeah.
What, the heater ones or what?
Not about that. They never break. Good night, Lindia. Have a good night.
Oh.
I'm thinking about John's comments still. I gotta get that out of my head.
All right, entertain them, guys. I'll be back shortly.
Ted's laughing was just entertaining.
Funny, that was a good one.
Half
So-
of y'all didn't sign up for the giveaway I did.
What's that?
I said half of y'all
Yeah.
didn't sign up for the giveaway I did.
There's Sandy. She's back.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I thought you took your wooden spoon and went to go see the boys.
You might need it.
I didn't see the spoon in your hand though, so but I had.
It was the school.
Mm.
It was school. Let's just leave it at that. I am going to be an old woman before I hit 40. At this rate. And for Ted's viewing pleasure.
Hey, Big Skip.
There he is. He's back too. All right.
There you
I was worried, Sandy. Somebody said you were burning your cookies. They look good.
I didn't know
Y'all,
what-
Ooh, yeah, they look good.
y'all
They're just
saw Earl
cranberry.
left and came back.
Cranberry Anzac cookies.
Yep, I'd eat those definitely.
They go down with a cup.
Love cranberries. Big Skip, you back?
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you, Dave?
Last week it was cake. This week it's cookies.
I love it. I love when she
I'm
cooks.
always cooking for these kids.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they eat so much? Like
How old are they?
15, 9, and 4.
Okay.
That's why they're at that age.
What?
The 15 I get.
Don't be confused. Odette can outbeat the boys on some meals. Like,
And how are you? There's another Australian lady in the house.
Amanda. She's on the,
A&B Outback Adventures Amanda.
so I'm on the East Coast. She's on the West Coast.
Okay.
And her dog is me.
I'm on the west side. I'm on the east side. I'm on the west.
I was just about to
I'm
ask.
back.
Oh, but he's back.
He had to take care of some business. John said one of his Amish heaters must have broke. There was a recall on it.
Oh. Toast and alive.
It does have something to do with church, but not that. I mean,
Okay.
This video I put out today already has 4 watch hours.
What's that?
The
Amanda,
video I
welcome.
put out today has 4 watch hours.
Sweet.
That's good. That's good
Nice.
for one of my videos.
Yeah, that's awesome. I need 560 more watch hours to have my 4,000.
I need 4,000
How
more.
many?
560.
Man,
You
I would
need
have
to-
thought you were there a long time ago.
You need to start running some overnight playlists.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't run them, but other people can.
Well, if everyone in here would run some of Ted's playlist overnight, that'd get him that much closer.
I have 64 watch hours.
Total.
Yep.
How many videos you got?
69.
It feels like that, doesn't it, Settle?
Kidding, Jay. That video you made that I watched today was good. You hear me?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that video you made today was really good. Or you made it yesterday or whatever. But
What do you mean, Beta?
I have 36 altogether.
What does what mean?
what does that mean, guy?
I don't know.
I think he said about running a playlist, maybe.
Oh, you can take your videos and make a playlist where it'll run them back to back, and then play them live overnight.
Yeah, I have a playlist. So that's the one that you people should probably run is the live playlist. Unless you have a ton of videos that'll last all night or whatever. But I
Well,
think videos, you know, when you're doing your lives, but if you make your lives into a playlist, that's a good one.
That's the lifetime of my channel. 7,500 and something, but there's where it spiked.
How do you get the lifetime? You have to go to your YouTube and just hit instead of the 28 days, you just do
Do lifetime. But
Or you can do 365 days.
Yeah. The last 365 days was in 5,500 of that. So almost all my watch hours came from the last 365 days. You're welcome, Amanda.
All mine came from the last 2 months.
Probably.
And
Posted the most and got the most subscribers.
and all my
I've
came from 2 months.
I've got 181.
I guess 3 months ago now.
181 watch hours?
Yeah,
Boy, you're cranking them out, man.
yeah.
Sandy, you should do cooking videos too.
She said no.
Good.
Put your glasses on, Lauren. Maybe you'll be able to read it then. Hey, John, Amanda knows of a Herbert. Where'd Wolf's Den go? Did he get off before I left? I think he did. Maybe.
I don't know where. I don't even think he said goodbye. I didn't notice he was gone. Actually,
Is it kind of bad that I didn't miss him till now?
yeah.
I actually did miss him. I don't mind him being up here at all. Hey, working class fishing.
There they are.
There's Mr. Brian.
I'm going.
Class.
We're working.
Yeah, that's the one that's going
Don't
on
they
this
have a
podcast.
podcast?
Yeah, I'll be on podcast May, I believe, 14th.
Looks like Mike's Fishing Home and Big Matt have gone live.
Yeah, Mike's always going.
Mike goes live every day.
You got my stickers today? Awesome.
Earl, I haven't got stickers from you.
Did you send me your address?
I'm joking.
Be classy. How are you, buddy? He said Herb's happy. Let's just go with that. They may have fun to fill her in, and John said just Herb happy.
I tend to look at those things as positive. And the positive way to
Yep,
look at
that's
it-
kind of loud. I mean, I'll turn your mic down a little bit.
Huh? Huh?
She's watching softball.
Yeah. You don't have to mute your mic. I could just turn it down a little bit, but Sandy, you're pretty loud too. You might need to mute yourself. She's talking to the mic and they didn't even on.
You're so rude.
That is true, dude.
I've been called worse by better, Jays.
Rude.
Under salt water.
All right, John. Good night, buddy.
All right, later, John.
Thanks for making me laugh.
Tip your waitress. My PayPal's open.
Sandy, I do think you should do cooking. I really do.
No.
Why? Why
I
not?
would be happy to sit and chat with you while we watch Nigella Lawson. I can watch that woman cook all day.
Okay.
But I
No, that don't interest you. I thought you would be good at
I'm an
doing
eater. Don't do cooking videos.
it.
She'd be eating while she's cooking.
I did. You missed it. I already ate a cookie.
I saw it.
Made broccoli and cheese soup the other day because my daughter was sick, and I put that up on my channel. If I can do that, you can do it.
No one wants to see me cook.
I do.
Kangaroo on for me.
Hey,
That-
shoot a kangaroo and eat it.
I'm not allowed to.
One of my friends ate kangaroo.
I ate kangaroo.
Amanda would have more of a chance of shooting a roo than I would. Because they're all
Cooking
protected.
with toes. No, Steve, that's gross. It might get the food dirty.
Cooking with toes.
You wouldn't want to do cooking with Sandy either, though, because that'd be gritty. Do you put- Here you go, Sandy. John says, do you put herbs with kangaroo? If you want a boxing match, I guess you could.
I wouldn't be stupid enough to try and box a kangaroo. Seriously, I think it'd claw my eyes out.
I saw that video. It was on like Instagram or somewhere. That guy, the kangaroo has the dog in a headlock,
Yeah.
and they do stop doing punches it in the face and runs.
Uh-huh.
So
I've
Amanda,
watched one where the guy totally knocks out a kangaroo.
Yeah.
Amanda, do you say herbs? Do you say it herbs or herbs?
we say the H, and they're paying out
The
how.
H?
Roos aren't always protected, Beta. Where I am, they are because I'm on an island.
Named Herb.
Inland, you can get like permits for culling them off your property.
Ain't there a couple different kangaroos too, Sandy? Like there's a red one and a gray one, and
Yeah.
which ones are the
Red.
wicked? Red.
So you've got a red kangaroo, which are the big ones that you see. Generally, they're the big red males. They're the dangerous ones.
Okay.
You can get gray kangaroos. Then you get subspecies like wallabies and kokodas and all those things.
Gotcha.
She says it wrong too. Amanda says it wrong too. She says with the H, herbs.
Yeah, see, I'm not alone. We're the normal ones.
No,
Yeah.
no.
A wallaby is a subspecies of a kangaroo.
There's big kangaroos, there's little kangaroos, there's live kangaroos, there's dead kangaroos. There's 4 different kinds.
I eat the dead ones.
Why are they dangerous? Red kangaroos are dangerous because the males are 90% muscle, and they'll knock you around a bit.
They can kill you.
Well, I know they have their feet are the strong part, right? Where they whack you with their claws and their feet, or no?
No, their strong part's the tail, and they'll actually like lean back and put their whole weight on their tail, and then bang you with their feet.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the back beater's what gets you.
I knew a girl. I knew a girl like that once.
Can't run from McRoo in double pluggers and jumper.
90% of Australia would pay to watch that happen, though.
I'm not gonna finish that.
Buggers and jumper.
I'd pay to watch John do that.
That was
Run from a kangaroo and double, what is it? Double pluggers and jumper. Yeah.
They don't always start a fight, but they're very territorial, especially the males during season. So they might not stop, but they won't run away.
Now, do they have hunting season for kangaroos?
Only when we really need to cull them. You'll need a tag to cull them. Otherwise, we generally don't hunt them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we don't hunt them like deer.
Mm-hmm.
It's when they get to like plague proportions and they start impacting all the stations out west that they generally get a call out to, and you can get tags and go and shoot them.
Are they herbivores, Sandy?
So they'll eat all the crops. They'll eat, especially during the wet season when we get the big rains come through the central.
Yeah.
They literally just eat everything down to the ground.
Gotcha.
There's nothing for cattle. There's nothing for the native wildlife. There's nothing. So that they get culled.
Gotcha.
I'm not putting that one up on the screen.
Yeah. An old Italian grandma running down after this kangaroo, John. I'm still voting for the kangaroo, even with your pluggers. You're gonna kill me.
That's funny.
That wasn't from laughing. It was just going down the wrong throat.
The wrong throat. How many throats do you have?
Well, at least one.
Your wife is watching.
Speak like I see it. That's funny.
In both languages, small water. We just found out tonight you're bilingual.
Big Skip still with us, or is the dog's trashing his house?
Who knows? I think he's still there listening, probably. But
I won one of his stickers the other night. I think I emailed him.
You got one of his?
I'll be right back, or I gotta grab something to drink.
You say you got one of his, Sandy?
No, I won one on it was when Pork Chop and Stan were having their 1v1 with Hog Leg.
Okay.
Yeah. And I won a big Skip sticker. Pretty happy with that.
You're trilingual. You got Puerto Rican in there too. You got that right.
Well, what's the third language? It's got English.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, what's the third?
Australian.
He doesn't speak Australian. Australians running after a kangaroo.
He was talking about the double pluggers.
No. No. Throw a caramel koala at him and he wouldn't know what to do. Widget John, what would you do if I threw a caramel koala at you? If he can answer that question, then he's speaking Aussie. If not, he's got no idea.
John is trying to learn Australian.
Sandy, repeat that again. What did you say?
What would John do if I threw a caramello koala at him?
Caramella koala at him.
If he can answer it, what do you do when I throw a caramello koala at you? And if you can answer that, he's honorary Australian. If not, you're American, you can keep trying. Answer. I'll tell you now, he's got no idea. Different dialect of English.
Hendrickson Family Farm, welcome in.
You eat it. Yeah, Amanda's on it. Keep trying, John.
I would shoot it and eat it.
Shoot it. It's a candy bar. It's a chocolate with caramel in it.
I'd still shoot it and eat it.
We call them caramello bars here.
Let's see if I can get a photo.
It's caramel here.
I love them.
Exactly.
Caramel.
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 No, caramel.
I say caramel. I like caramel.
Caramel.
Caramel sounds like you're calling an old woman around. Caramel, where are you?
No, that's babushka.
No, that's a camel. Camel, old woman, what's the difference?
What's wrong with you, Earl?
Yeah, but-
I was trying to make Ted spit his drink, and he did too.
yeah, that one worked.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, that came right out the right nosh.
Oh, I spilled my coffee everywhere.
Leave.
That's the second time you spit stuff through your nose.
Did you see John? Is that what you're laughing at, or are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing at you.
I've got so much coffee everywhere now.
Yeah, I come out of my nose. My Dr. Pepper came right out of my nose. Again, Earl he did it again.
I saw you taking a drink. I'm like, I gotta say that because you'll spit it right through your nose.
You see what John said? Big difference in caramel toe and camel toe.
That's
Oh God! Yeah, guys, live on Earl's live.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's carbonated too. That hurt.
My dog got out. So
we're still laughing from the last time you were in here.
I have to go get another tea towel. I'll be back.
75 chats.
What's that?
What?
What'd you say, J.A.?
Seriously, Earl? No, I've got like half a cup of coffee. Come on.
You didn't have to spill it.
Who's all going to the dark side?
We're already there. Stop asking.
Nobody's going to the dark side.
And John's leading. John is leading it in the chat, and Earl's leading it in the live. Oh, he's made me
Well,
Dr. Pepper out
No,
of
because the heaters put out light too. We're not going to the dark side.
I'll be back.
No, a
Tea
dish
towel. You
rag.
mean dish rag?
A dish rag is what you scrub your dishes with. Seriously.
There's Big Skip.
What do you do with a tea towel?
a wash rag,
Tea towel.
tea
Okay.
towel, all those tea. We have tea towels.
Tea towel.
We call it a kitchen towel. It hangs on the oven handle.
All right, John, later.
See you, John.
Kitchen towel.
Paper towel.
And I've got kitchen scrubbers outside.
Yeah, we use tea towels, and we have paper towels, and then we have the wash rags.
I'm still wiping the tears out of my eyes.
All right, hurts.
Oh,
Oh hell, what did I miss?
All kinds of good
Pop
stuff.
up, no.
I made him spit his Dr. Pepper through his nose again.
Yeah.
And I made Sandy dump her coffee all over the floor.
Only thing better than Dr. Pepper through the nose is milk.
Yeah. No, the Dr. Pepper's highly carbonated. That hurt, actually.
Yeah, no, that's why I said milk's better. It's more of a visual and it hurts less.
It
Yeah.
stinks, though.
Yeah. Oh, man. I wasn't even thinking. Take a drink on Earl's Live. I gotta be more careful.
I saw him pulling
Back on track.
up this drink, and I'm like, nah, I gotta say that. I had thought it in my head, and I was debating whether to say it. I was like, yeah, I gotta say it now because he's gonna spit stuff through his nose. Sure enough, he did.
Yep. Working class. I actually say tea towel. And the dish rag is the smaller one. Is for the dishes. That's the smaller one as opposed to a tea towel. Tea towel's a little bigger. The dish rag's smaller. In my household, anyway.
We don't need to go there, working class.
Start
We're
limericks?
already bad. Right. Come over my little koalas. Is a
And that's
chocolate.
caramel.
No, that's just the outside. So that's what it looks like on the outside.
Yeah, let me see. So it's full of
What's
caramel.
up, Isaac?
And it's just full of like gooey caramel.
Ooh, that's my favorite. I love caramel and chocolate.
Where's
Kev-
Where are you at in
Or-
Virginia, Isaac?
And then, yeah, inside's got the gooey caramel.
Yeah, that's all day for me. I'd eat a couple of those at a time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if I'm throwing one at you, you shouldn't be ducking. You should be eating it.
Yeah, I would.
Oh,
like
Too, because I wouldn't want to get hit by it, but I'd duck it and then snatch it up and eat it.
If you stick them in the freezer and they go super hard, and then the caramel goes like taffy, and it's like
Yeah. Yep, that would be good.
That's what we do.
On Easter, we used to cut up the chocolate, all the chocolate bunnies, and put them in the freezer, and then eat the chocolate frozen. It was awesome.
See, I'm really, really mean to my kids, and I'll give them one bunny each, and then the rest goes in cooking because they can't have it.
Okay, you're not mean.
I am when Scott's mom gives them like a shopping bag full of the Easter chocolates, and I let them have this tiny little ass bunny out of it.
Rolos are good too.
Don't
What?
spit that through your nose, Sandy. That might hurt.
Yeah. One of my favorite candy bars is
I'm gonna have to like see medical assistance because that's gonna squish and spin.
with the
Ted,
taste of my
Dr. Pepper's
bar.
burning up
Hey,
for you.
hey.
All right, Amanda. Thanks for
Yeah.
popping in.
Have a
Sorry,
great,
man.
a great day because it's noon over your way, I guess.
It's just about hit 1 p.m. Yeah.
Monica.
But then she's 2 hours behind me, so she'd be coming up to 10-ish.
11. If it's
11.
almost 1 there.
Yeah, coming up to 11 in the morning.
I wanted to go turkey hunting this week, Earl. But I don't know if I can get out to cut a video this week. I'm wanting to get out real bad, but I don't know if I can.
I see turkeys all the time. They're right across the river from where I work.
I had them in
They've
my
been
yard.
strutting around over there.
Do you
Mike-
need a permit or tags for turkey?
You need a spring turkey tag. Okay. And you get that when you buy last year's deer license. It comes with a spring turkey tag for this year. And then when you buy another deer tag this year, it's good for next spring for turkey. And then you get a fall tag with it too. So deer season, you get deer and a fall turkey, and then a spring turkey comes with it.
That's different out here, though. You got to buy all your tags separate.
Yeah,
You
ours
buy
is
your license, and then you buy whatever tags you want or
Yeah, that's-
whatever you can get.
Tag.
But
my deer tag with the archery stamp. I think it was like $42 here, and that comes with the buck tag, archery or gun, and then you get your spring turkey and your fall turkey.
Yeah, Brian, I don't even want to go after turkey. They don't even tempt me.
I like them. It's fun just to hear.
I have a very low esteem for turkeys ever since one took my grill out on my pickup one time. The thing had every right in the world to stay on the road and get run over, but it flew up and took the grill out and still got killed. Didn't make me very happy.
Still got a chip on your shoulder for that one, Earl.
That's a more go out and whack a few of them out.
Well, I have, but
I just like calling and hearing that gobble and the
not
chest.
here in Oregon. I haven't, but
I was out in my yard yesterday, Earl, and there was 15 turkeys across the road. And I was calling with my mouth, and my neighbor was cleaning her gutter, and they're answering me and gobbling, and she's asking me, "Are you calling them?" And I was like, "Yeah, watch." And I start yelping, and they're gobbling. She goes, "That's so amazing." She thought it was the best thing in the world. I was like just yelping at them, and they're gobbling. I mean, I could have probably slammed the car door and they would have gobbled. But
yeah, exactly.
Turkey King.
Yeah,
I've
crazy.
called in up in Washington. I've called in a whole flock of them. There was probably 50 to 75 of them in the flock. I called them in within 5 yards, less than 5 yards of the guy that was out there with me with my mouth. And they were right across the fence from him. And I was like, shoot them things. He couldn't see them. There was too much brush. Anyway, he had my 17 and he gets up. Oh, there they are. And he shoots. And I think he must have hit a branch because he didn't even get one.
Wow.
But we ended up getting one out of that whole flock.
That's funny. Are they more popular than like duck season, or is duck season bigger than turkey season?
I don't know. I think season in
Duck
PA
season's bigger here.
Yeah.
Duck season's bigger here too, way bigger.
Our duck season, I don't think, is as big as turkey season in PA. I think our turkey season's bigger, but I don't duck hunt or I don't associate. Like I don't know too much, but I think the turkey season in PA, just from being out in the hunting world here, it's just I think a lot of people go turkey. More people go turkey than duck hunt in PA. I don't know if that's because
I don't think they do it around here because we have a lot more ducks and geese than we do turkeys. There's getting to be a lot of turkeys around here.
Well, I know in PA, the golf courses around PA, we're hiring people to come in and shoot these geese. I mean, there's hundreds of geese on the golf course. They don't like the geese going to the bathroom on the golf course. So they'll let people come in and get rid of them and shoot them and hunt them on the golf courses to get rid of them. But I don't really think that's hunting to me. I mean, you're going in there and they're all sitting there and it's pretty easy, but they need to be taken out. They want to, eradicate them off the golf courses. So,
Steve, you're asking questions I know nothing about. Now, this is Washington. I don't think. Let me tell you something about Washington. Where I was in Washington, they have so many turkeys. I know one family asked the game warden if they could shoot some for damage. And he was like, he probably wouldn't shoot more than 5 or 6 a day. And they didn't have a tag or anything. So, I mean, they're a huge problem.
Yeah.
My cousin that lives there bails round bales, and he had round bales destroyed by turkeys. It just ripped the whole bale all apart and just scattered it all around. And yeah, he got damage permits too. Well, I don't know if he got permits, but he got permission to get rid of a few of them.
Gotcha. Yeah, turkey season here, Earl, spring turkey, you have to use a shotgun or a bow or a crossbow.
Yeah.
Rifle. But in fall season, you're allowed to use a rifle.
I know in Virginia we were allowed to use a 22 or even a rifle of any kind.
No rimfire cartridges at all for birds here.
I don't know if you could in the spring or not, but in the fall I know you could use you couldn't use a 22 to hunt anything else big game
Gotcha.
except for turkey.
Yeah.
And that
Why
came in as legal just a few years before I left Virginia. So
Okay. What were you saying, Sandy?
I'm just trying to figure out why, like, because obviously you use a rifle to hunt deer.
Mhm.
yeah.
And I'm just wondering why all of a sudden you can't use a rifle to hunt a turkey. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
I think because in the springtime, there's a lot of hunters out there calling turkeys in, whereas the fall, calling turkey in the fall doesn't really work as well as in the spring. But in the spring, there's green up, and they're afraid of somebody shooting at the sound of a turkey with a rifle. So you can shoot longer ranges with a rifle. So if you hear a turkey in a bush 100 yards away, you're going to use your rifle, aim at that bush, and shoot. There's been a lot of hunters that have been shot by rifles, turkeys. So they feel it's safer to, when it's green up, to use a shotgun or a bow. But in the fall, when there's no leaves on the trees, you should be able to make your target out better. And that's just what I'm thinking is why they do that. And that's what I've heard. But rifle, you can shoot longer distances in the fall, but you can see your target. In the springtime, it's harder to make out the turkey, but a lot of people, they don't want you to have a rifle and shooting at the turkey sound because so many people are calling turkeys in the spring.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. That's one of the reasons. I don't know. I know a guy that was
Just goes through and doesn't kill them.
Yeah.
I don't know. 22 would kill a turkey pretty easily. I would
That's why you go for that headshot.
Yeah, exactly.
Rest to come. Good boy.
Well, they have vitals too. You got to put it in a vital area to kill them. I mean, you shoot them in the tuchus, they ain't gonna go nowhere. They're gonna run. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna die. Just like a deer, you shoot them in the leg, they're gonna live. I mean, you got to put it in the vitals. You got to have a good, ethical shot to kill any animal. I mean, you don't want to.
Well, you could take both legs off a turkey, and then it might not be able to get away very easily. It might still fly. It wouldn't land very well.
Yep.
So what's the size you have to use to go turkey hunting?
The size?
50 cal. No. No.
Ain't nothing left of the bird, Earl.
You get feather duster, and that'd be about it.
Earl's trying to kill it, clean it, and cook it all in one shot.
Got that right.
You save on expenditure.
But the rim fires, we're not allowed to use rim fires. Only on squirrels, I believe, here. But for I think you can use the 17, right? That's a center fire.
Well,
they have a 17 center and
they have a 17 that's a center fire, but not mine. Is the HMR is a rim fire.
Yeah, you can use the center fire 17, but I don't know if that's big enough for turkey if they let you do that or not.
But I don't definitely kill them. Those are some screaming guns there.
Yeah, I like bow hunting, so I try to use my bow or crossbow.
When I hunt squirrels with 22, I don't go any smaller than a 22 Magnum.
Yeah.
I don't use longs and shorts. I've nailed too many squirrels to trees with those.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What's up, Brian?
Hey, bud.
Hey,
What's up?
Remington. They're pretty.
how you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good. You guys hear me okay?
Oh yeah.
Good, good.
Huh? What did you say?
Yeah, right.
Messing around.
You just had to come up and spit Dr. Pepper through your nose too, or what?
I don't have any Dr. Pepper to spit.
Yeah, me neither. That's some nasty stuff.
I shouldn't be drinking, but and I shouldn't have been eating. I had a pizza tonight, a supreme meat pizza, and Dr. Pepper. But that's my cheat night tonight. I can't eat.
Just rub it in, Ted.
Can't eat anything bad the rest of the week though. So
What's on an American Supreme?
well, this one is the supreme. It has ham, meatballs, ground meat, sausage, pepperoni, That's what I
So
got.
meat lovers. It's not a supreme.
Yeah, that's
No, not a supreme. It's a meat supreme or something they call it.
right. Meat Supreme is
Green here is like
Ooh.
the green peppers, sausage, black olives.
Okay, let's do this again. He
Yeah,
says, "Where's everyone from?"
Hendra 6. I am from PA.
I'm from Oregon.
I'm from North Alabama.
I'm from Oregon.
And I'm from Australia.
Mr. Brian B is in the house.
Hey, Brian.
Oh
Lauren
Lord.
is from Oregon.
Yeah.
Set on Signs from Illinois. Steve is from Wyoming. If you can't tell.
No, we can't. What is
Brian B is from Maryland, I believe.
Yeah.
So he's close to me then, Brian B.
the world coming in?
I'm not
Yeah.
sure if he's fairly close, I guess. But
He fishes the Potomac.
yeah, you, Steve, from Wyoming.
What happens if you have to move out of the state?
Steve from Wyoming's from Kansas, ain't he?
Yeah, somewhere out there.
The green side, not the brown
Hey,
side.
Brian B, you fish the Potomac. I fish the upper branch of the lower Potomac River for trout. Are you familiar with that? Because people get confused. When I say the upper branch of the lower Potomac, that's what we fish for trout.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, right.
Like the furthest away from Earl I can get, Beta.
Yeah.
It's safe. The rest of them are in trouble.
Safe space.
Yeah. He can reach that.
I still made you spill your coffee.
I didn't
Halfway
rub it
around
out
the world.
first, sir.
He said, nope, don't have a clue what you're talking about. Oh, well. Okay.
Brian, were you in here when Ted spit coffee or spit Dr. Pepper through his nose?
Yeah, I was. Poor Ted. Didn't
Yeah.
even have a chance.
Brian,
That's the second time he spit stuff through his nose on my life.
Is that like a curse or something?
Yeah.
He doesn't learn very quick.
No, I don't.
It's all right, Ted.
Are
Yeah.
all about paying Earl out and trying to get Ted to spit through his face.
Yeah.
Who
Why-
is new in the screen? This
Oh, we
is
were
the
all
working class fishing podcast guy, Brian from up in don't say
Oregon.
it. Don't say it.
Oh geez, come on, Earl.
Gladstone,
He's
Yeah.
from
right? Yeah,
the lower.
Gladstone.
Yeah, Happy Rock.
Yeah.
I could think about Oregon City and all the others around you, but not Gladstone for some reason.
Those are the easy ones to remember.
Yeah, exactly. Tualatin and Oregon City and yeah.
Westland, all that stuff. Yeah.
So, Brian, can you,
Milwaukee.
hey, Reef, if you don't mind me asking Brian a question on your live.
Go ahead.
So, can you explain your podcast and what all you where your podcasters are broadcasted on and all your sites or whatever channels that you're going to be having your broadcast on?
Yeah, so we're available on all major listening platforms. So I guess to start, with the Working Class Fishing Podcast, what we do is we basically talk to everyday anglers. We don't go out and look for like the most popular or the biggest names or people like that. We just basically the people we like to talk to are just like everybody that's here. Just average everyday folks. That have their own special stories and. We talk about all different types of fishing and all different aspects of fishing. Nothing's, we're not like fly fishing specific or, bass specific, anything else, but that's the basis of our podcast, and basically the reason why we started the podcast was to, open up accessibility for people that, may not think that they can actually get out and go fishing or, maybe they've been told like, well, you can't fish without this specific type of gear or this specific type of way, or, maybe they've went out fishing and they got some bad information. And that's what we're there to do, is just to get people the right information. But we're on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, all over the place. And then we do have the YouTube channel where we put like little extras and stuff. We're not putting the podcast recordings up here anymore, but we do put the other stuff on here. So that's kind of what we do with it. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're working on some other stuff too that's kind of outside of the norm, I guess, that we're going to start working on for YouTube. But some of it's going to be regionally specific, not Pacific specific. And so, but we're going to kind of talk about some of the issues here in the Pacific Northwest that have become real hot buttons. So.
Gotcha. So that means, Brian, like you talk to people that actually catch fish, so you would probably never ask Earl to come up on your podcast.
Oh, we would have Earl on. We'd have Earl on, because I mean, there's all kinds of folks.
Just to see.
Tyler,
Earl could talk about like locations where he would want to catch fish at, or where he's heard people.
Exactly.
How people catch fish and get his insight on that.
Yeah.
How to catch fishy people on a live.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. No, I mean,
say Big Skip.
I was going to say, and welcome to today's podcast, What Not to Do with Fishing, with our special guest, Earl the Reef Robber.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
How
good.
long has the podcast been going for?
We're going on a year this June. So we're going into our 11th month. We're in our second season right now. So we've been going for a year. We started out kind of small with our Instagram community, and then we've moved on from that to grow into YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. And we're just slowly growing. We've had people that have been like, "Hey, why don't you come and pay $50 a month to be on our network?" And we're not going to get sold out. We're average everyday folks, and you know what? If people like our stuff, they like our stuff. If they don't have to listen. That's kind of where we're at with it. So we're not here to win a popularity contest, but we do like to talk to people from all over the world. So we had one guy on from England, and we just interviewed two different people from Australia. One guy who moved here to the United States from Australia, and the other guy who's currently living in Sydney right now. And he's a YouTuber also. His channel's called Bush Fishing Cook, and super cool guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, so we interviewed Mick on Saturday.
I'm going to see the interview with the guy that moved from Australia to the States. That's going to be good.
Oh, that's coming up this next Monday. His name is Matt, and he's under the Instagram name of Real Adventures with Matty B. And the guy is just an absolute bass catching machine. I mean, he is really good, but super, super cool guy.
Yeah.
I'd love.
What's that?
What made you start? Like, what made you sit down and go, I'm going to do this?
So I had a different podcast for a while, and through that podcast, I met the other guy that I do this with. His name's John Morris. He runs a fly company. It's called Morris Fly Co. And I met John, and at that point, John was just getting into fly fishing, but he was making like soft plastic baits. And so he was pouring soft plastics, and I fish all different styles. So I fish bait, I fish fly, I fish everything else. But he was trying to get information in his local area, and notoriously fly fishing shops and the fly fishing culture is really closed off. Like let's say any one of us went into a fly shop and we walk in there, we're like, hey, we want to get a fly rod and a fly reel. They're going to kind of case you up and down. They might see Earl in his work shirt, or, Ted wearing, one of his kids' Little League shirts or something like that, or, Big Skip or something. But it's all like you're trying to paint the picture of who you can rake the most money out of. And John is one of these just genuine down-home guys. He's from Tennessee. And he called up a fly shop and he wanted to find out about some wading boots of all things. He's like, I'm going to go fish this river. I need to know if I need felt soles because it could be slippery. And this fly shop wouldn't even give him the time of day. And living out west here, Earl can attest to this. We have tons of fly shops, and most of the people are pretty pretentious in those shops. And we both said, you know what, we're sick of this. And that's just not in the fly community, but it's also like there again, I'll use Earl and I as a comparison. He goes out on the ocean, and you should see some of the boats and the rigs that people have out there. I mean, they're big, they're expensive. Some of them cost as much as a house or more. And these people are just kind of like, oh, well, who's that? You know, they won't give you the time of day. And we said, you know what, we're done with it. And I said, why don't we just make a podcast about like everyday fishing? And John was like, I'm down, dude, let's do it. And so that's what got us going. Was basically we both got kind of mad about it, and we said, let's just start a podcast and talk to everyday people.
Yeah, that's like here. My buddy's into fly fishing. He's a guide up in Johnstown area, but we go into fly shops, and he mingles right in with them. You know what I mean? But when I first started fly fishing, you go in there, and it's like a click thing. Like if you're not a fly fisherman, you're learning, they don't want nothing to do with you. But if you've been there, done that, and they know about you or whatever, they'll conversate with you. But if you're a starter or something, it's very hard to get started in a fly fishing community, to have somebody with open arms actually say, all right, here's everything you need to know. It's really hush hush and like clicky. But my buddy's real cool, and I used to take him out when he was younger. So he lets me in on all the fly fishing tips and things like that. But it's definitely a different world.
Yeah, I've heard. Go ahead, Sandy.
I was saying goodnight to Sedon, but I also wanted to mention the fly fishing community in Australia is pretty the same. If you walk into a store, and it's happened to me actually, my father's a die-hard fly fisherman. So I've been brought up with tying flies and materials and how to tie a fly. I could do it in my bloody sleep. But I don't fly fish. I still know the language though. And we walked into a fly fishing store. As soon as they spot my dad, it's all chummy. They talk. They look at me, and it's just like, oh, you're just a girl. Like, you got no idea. I don't wear I don't wear the clothing, and I don't sit there and go, oh, this such and such inch reel and that fly tie, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They just automatically set me off because they think that I don't know, and I'm not in with it, and I don't know the language, and blah, blah, blah. So it's very much the same over here, that you already get assumed on just because of your looks, or if you're not speaking their mojo or whatever.
That is so racist.
Very high school clique.
I'll tell you what's worse than being a girl and walking into a fly shop. Try being a fat, bald-headed redneck.
Yeah.
Well,
but the funny, I mean, fly fishing shops are like the country clubs of the fishing world.
They are.
That's the snoops. And what I like about them, we have mayfly hatches around here.
Mm-hmm.
Some people call them willow flies. You know, when that happens, I've got a 12-footer that I've got and I go bust panfish all day long.
Yeah.
I can cast a long rod.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into a shop one time, and of course there's about 7 or 8 guys in there, and they're all sitting around like in a damn bar, just kind of, and they looked me up and looked me down, and I asked for something. I was actually looking for some backing line, and you don't know how to cast a fly rod. I pulled my wallet out and put it on the bar, and I said, there's several $100 bills in there if you want to put your money where your mouth is, and just, you pick the rod, you pick the fly, we'll go out back and bring a shot glass with you. They just looked at me real funny. I said, I ain't playing. I got $200. You can 25-foot or better, and I'll put a damn fly in a shot glass. No, I said, I pulled the money out and laid it on the bar. I said, if you're so dead set, put your money down and shut up and get me my line.
Yeah.
I got my line.
Definitely a little bit of a, like I said, like I don't want to say cult feel, but there's definitely sort of like that club feel when you're going into fly shops and things like that. And if you're not wearing the fly gear, you don't have a sage rod hat on or something like that, then they don't want to, You can go buy the $60 fly setups, and but you ain't getting them in them places. They want you to spend, a grand or two on the fly setups, and a lot of people aren't like that. They can't do that, and those high-end fly shops don't want nothing to do with the starters at all.
Man,
No.
I tell them, I said, everybody says you need all this expensive gear. Dude, when I was a kid, we lived in the city, we used to fish in a ditch. And we would use willow tree branches, sewing thread, and bent sewing needles.
Yep.
And we would catch little bitty sunfish all day long.
Yeah.
When you
who's gonna survive when the world goes upside down? It's not them guys, because they ain't gonna have any gear to do it with.
Nope.
David Smith, appreciate it.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to go
Redneck support group.
Bye, Ted.
But if you guys are still on, I'll jump back on.
Bye, Ted.
All right,
See
we'll
you,
see you.
Ted.
Yep, see you, Reef. See you, Brian. See you,
All right.
Cindy.
See ya.
Bye.
Earl is not the leader of that group.
David Smith gave you a donation of $5. That's awesome.
Might get you a hook in that fly fishing shop.
Yeah, you walk into a fly fishing shop with this rig here, and they turn around and scream. So,
what is that one?
This is a mooching rig.
I know, but for what?
For salmon.
Oh, okay.
So I got
we do the same thing, but about a foot apart, and we leave about a foot and a half tag in on the last hook and put a weight on it. And it's a triple hook Kentucky rig.
Yeah, where you can drop it down. So I modify mine a little bit, and I put an octopus hook up at the top. That's where I hook my cut plug herring through. So that's where the herring rides. But then I use 3/0 needle sharp hooks, and I run these out for the stinger hooks. And so when that herring's spinning, these are it's all spinning in conjunction, because salmon like the short bite. They'll usually end up hooking up on those. But I got it on 30-pound here, so they're not getting it. They're not going anywhere.
I take it back. Our hooks we do T-knots with about that much of a loop with the hook in it.
Oh, okay.
That way it gives it that out and hang. Instead of hanging straight down the center line.
It's a dropper loop.
Yep.
Yeah. We instead of tying it with like a figure 8 knot, we use the T knot where you do the loop and then wrap the line around itself and then pull the loop through it, and it looks like you.
He's about to show us.
I thought. Hold on, let me see. I've got a piece of line up here. Hold on, just a second.
So, Sandy, what part of Australia are you from?
So I'm in the northern part of Australia. I'm not sure if you know where Brisbane is, but you've got Sydney, and then you come up a state. You've got Brisbane as our capital city, and then I'm an hour north of that, but I'm out on an island as well, so I'm not actually on the mainland.
Okay.
Out in the ocean.
Yeah.
Fishy thing.
There you go, Brian.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
I don't have any fishing line, but I can use this.
I can't see anything. You're too dark.
I gotcha.
Do it. We wrap it make a loop.
Yep. No, that's exactly the way I do it.
Yeah.
Surgeon's loop.
Yeah, and then pull that through.
Yep.
And tooth it, and it ties it, and you get your loop.
Yep. That's exactly how I do it.
We call it a T-knot because it comes straight out from the center line.
Right.
And instead of hanging straight down, it sticks out and then drops.
Yeah. Mine hangs pretty much straight down, though, because I'm using braid when I do it. So it's not real stiff. But, yeah, for mono, it'd hang straight out the side.
Yep.
Do you ever use live bait to catch your salmon?
No.
So
Why
we're
not?
not allowed to use live bait in our freshwater rivers. We can use so you can use bait. They consider it to be live bait, quote unquote, but it's not. So we use dead herring basically. So we'll use just standard herring, and the further they get inland, like when they get into the smaller rivers, then we'll switch over and we'll use eggs. Like we'll use the salmon eggs and sand shrimp, or just like regular shrimp that we call them sand shrimp here, but they're just a shrimp that lives in the sand. Or like on the coast, when we're fishing low light, we'll even use sections of tuna belly with the eggs and the sand shrimp combined. We'll put it on a big hook like a 4-aught or something and float it under a float bobber, and we'll run it down through a hole. When I was a kid, we didn't have bobbers, so we just bounce it along the bottom. It's called drift fishing.
Yeah, we do the same.
Is that the ones you're using?
I'm using owner. So let's see. You have the 4-aught. So I'm using these ones, the owner 3-aught, the SSWs. Those are my stinger hooks.
Okay.
And then for my top hook, I'm using the Gamakatsu octopus circle on that 4-aught. Now I could have used one of the owner 4-aught herring hooks, but I like the way that the circle hook wraps around because it's got that end point on it.
Right.
And when you go through the vertebrae of the herring, when you cut plug it, it just seems to grab through better, and it doesn't let the herring slide back and forth on the hook as much, because when you're trolling it, you got that real tight spin. And if you're fishing on the bottom and you're knocking bottom, you can you get that lash in your line, and it'll slap the bottom as you're going through the run, especially like in the Willamette where the bottom kind of curves like this.
See, I don't ever fish the rivers. So I'm always out in the ocean, and we're only fishing 10 to 15 feet deep, so we're never knocking the bottom anywhere.
Well, I'm going out ocean fishing in July with a guide friend of mine, the end of July, and we're going to go out during the Coho rodeo. So
sweet. You should
Can't
come join us sometime too.
I definitely, it's on the plans for sure. I would love to come down there.
My boat fills up pretty quick on the Coho runs, but yeah, we do that as much as we can. But
definitely.
Earl, David Smith's got a question. I think it'd be a good one for you since you fish in the ocean some.
Going down to the Gulf, and when I go out in the boat, I use Parker braid with mono leader, surf fishing mono braid, or same setup braid or mono.
Braid to mono.
Okay, what Brian said, because I usually just stick with the straight braid, but I'm not fishing surf either. Well, I did fish surf too, but I didn't use mono on that, and maybe I should have.
The only times I've ever fished saltwater, used 150-pound braid and 300-pound steel leaders.
That's because you were going for sharks.
No, it's because we didn't know what we were going to catch.
Oh, yeah.
So
I have a problem with mono. It tends to stretch in the surf, just purely because of the drag that the surf generates on its own. I would go for braid as a full set, but it depends on how your surf rolls. I mean, our surf, if I fish the surf side, I will always fish braid, because like I said, of that drag that the surf generates on its own. If I'm fishing the calm side of the island, I tend to pick the mono because I don't have that wave set hitting the shore. It's safer, and you'll still catch a shark on the calm side, but the likelihood is less. You'll mainly catch like your estuary, saltwater estuary fishes on the calm side because it's not as open. But then if I went up the island where it kind of comes around to the ocean side, you have to hit the braid because you're hitting the big ocean fish, you're hitting the sharks, you're hitting the snapper, the tailor. Sometimes you'll get tuna off the mulloway. So the big estuary fish you're going to hit on the end of the island.
You ever hooked a white pointer, Sandy?
I've patted a black tip reef shark. That was interesting.
But you ever hooked a white pointer?
We don't get them here, thank God.
That's around on the south side of the island, isn't it?
I'm on the south side of the island, but just our ocean isn't cold enough for them here. Down Sydney way, you get the pups. It's a big nursery for them down there. And South Australia, you're just going to get eaten by sharks if you're in the water in the dawn and dusk.
It's mostly going for red drum and speck trout. Lauren, I didn't see your question till now. How to rig for walleye. I watched a video or two on it, but I would probably get most of my ideas from Living MN Outdoors because he goes walleye fishing all the time. Although he is in a different state, but still, walleye's a walleye, I would think.
How big do walleye get?
Don't know.
Like, are they pushing your line, or is it like an easy fish?
Well, they got teeth.
Yeah, they have teeth. Do they have teeth enough to cut a line, though?
You know, I've got them on 10-pound mono in the past and didn't have a problem, but they also were real light biting. So I felt like thump, thump and set the hook. And I mean, it was literally the hook and the tip of its mouth, but I've never really pursued walleye.
Okay, Daniel says they do bite. They will cut line.
Okay, this might give you a perspective. I just looked it up. The world record walleye is 25 pounds and 41 inches long.
Okay, that's still a pretty good fish.
Well, I hope so. It's a world record.
I would say just.
I'm sure there's a world record on a bluegill, and that ain't, pushing my luck.
Daniel, how big is the one on your wall? Is that a 35 incher? They got a pretty big one on their wall, but. So Daniel, what you're telling me is I need to use a wire leader or something for them on when we're trolling for them? Oh, that one's a 28 incher on their wall. That's still a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's a big fish.
So I'd say a big one would be around 20 to 22 inches. A decent one would be 15 to 16 inches probably. That's my guess. The walleye on his wall is a 27 incher. Okay. Am I right on that, Daniel? I haven't caught a walleye in my life, so I don't know much about them, but I'd like to get on some.
So
the 3 fish that I want to go after this year are halibut, tuna, and walleye.
Are you going to eat any of these fish?
Absolutely.
I'd eat every single one of them.
It's about time you started eating the catches that you make, Earl.
I always do, except for bass. Not bass, but I eat everything else. I've eaten bass.
Bass is good.
Yeah, bass is fine, but I just
never seen you eat the catches that you make.
Out in the ocean, I always do. I always keep those. Living MN says the best eaters are 14 to 20 inches.
What happens if they're over 20 inches? Do they just not
and
taste
you throw them back? They get.
Yep.
I heard
spawner size.
I heard his wife say they get mushy when you cook them a little more. They're not as firm.
So the flesh doesn't hold together.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Normally, like our size limits are purely because once they get over a certain size, they're our breeders.
Yep.
So
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
But
No wire leaders, 8 to 10 pound fluorocarbon. So when I go shad fishing this year, I'm going to tie about a 10-foot leader on my braid of 12-pound test of mono and just go with that. That
That's
should
what I
work.
do.
I mean, I don't know why that wouldn't work.
That's what I do. I run a 10-foot, of 12-pound test, and then I tried setting up like a herring jig rig. I wanted to see if I could hook like 4 or 5 of them at once.
Yeah.
I could only hook one at once off the bank, but pretty cool.
Yeah.
It did work out pretty good. And one thing I noticed, like down here on the lower Willamette, I had to put on a lot of weight to really get it out there. But once you got out there into the raceway, it was fish after fish after fish after fish.
Lauren, probably trolling unless we get on a whole big school of them and then maybe go to jigging. Depends on how they're biting or whatever. But so could you use one of those sabiki rigs for shad?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they should bite those flies. I had thought about that. That's pretty tiny hooks, but I mean,
as long as they're gold, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Freaking shad will eat anything that's gold. I don't even think the head color matters on it. I think you could throw a gold hook.
They said the only thing they were biting on last year was pink down in the Umpqua.
Yeah. It seems like there's something to do with the water pH, and because on the Columbia also hit on is red and white. Won't hit anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe somebody gets lucky with something else, but as far as I know, all my shad have always come on red and white in the Columbia, chartreuse and gold in the Willamette, and never fished the Umpqua, but it seems like pink and gold is the way to go.
Oh, yeah. So walleye are very line shy. Lighter the line, the better. Wouldn't have known that.
That's good to know.
So you're saying I should use my 12-pound mono for that, or 10-pound mono for that, on my ultralight reel? That would be a fight and a half.
You've got to hook the first to have the fight.
Eric, the fish nerd, pulled a big walleye in on, I think it was 8-pound test. Got it in the boat.
That's all right.
Wow.
Living him in says 8-pound test. There you go. I have a rod with 10-pound, and I have a rod with, I think, 4-pound. So I probably won't go to the 4-pound. I'd have to wear that walleye out, man.
I'll be back.
Well,
I promise.
Shut up, Errol.
So Living MN, have you ever heard of a bottom walker rig for walleye?
I have, but I'm not living him in either. Do you ever use these hooks?
Yeah.
The Eagle Claw? Those things are sharp.
Oh, so I use the red laser sharps, the number 2s and number 4s for surf fishing.
Yeah.
And when your fingers get numb, you can't quite feel everything, and your feeling comes back real quick when you send one of those through your finger. It's definitely know what's up.
He says walleye tend to fight like a wet sock. Bottom bouncers work good.
That must be the same thing.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Okay. Because that's what I've always been told around our parts to use, Earl, is to run a bow tie blade with the beads and then a night crawler on basically on a smaller version of that double set
Right,
hook.
exactly.
Yeah, the bait harness, and then pull that behind the bottom walker and just let that bottom walker knock.
I don't even think we have flathead catfish out here. I think all we have is the bullheads.
We have channel cats, and we have flatheads over in the Snake.
Okay. That'd be right on the eastern edge of Oregon.
Yeah, or Oregon-Idaho border.
We have saltwater cats. They don't get very big, but they prefer the brackish water. So I can't target them because I've got just sheer salt water around here.
Hendrickson, I'm lucky where I live. We have all three of the big cats in our waters: flats, channels, and blues.
Yeah.
Nice. Which ones are the bigger ones?
Blues.
Blues, yeah.
Okay.
I grew up in Virginia, and we fished my grandpa's pond. He had
Hey, Mr. Duggar.
guessing those were channels in there. Hey, Mr. Duggar, welcome in. But that was just an old farm pond, and we caught catfish. I mean, they weren't huge by any means, but we caught a lot of catfish in my day.
I know Fluff and Stuff gets the saltwater catfish up her way, but she's a good 10, 12 hours north of me.
Made it too short.
287 last year, Hendrickson Family Farm said. That's a pretty good sized cat. We got the big cats out here, though. We got the mountain lions.
Yeah. Old wildcat.
Tons of them.
Yeah. We don't
can't-
want any of them.
Oh, you don't want no wildcats running around?
No.
Cougar. Yeah.
Oh,
Where's Coyote? Is he north of you?
yeah, he's up in Washington.
Okay.
About 4.5 hours from here, probably.
Because he's catching key.
Walleye typically only bite from 1 hour before sunset to 1 hour after sunrise. Man, I don't know if I can go for walleye then, because that's my bedtime.
It's outside your parameters.
Exactly.
Got old
Walleye
man
aren't cooperating.
honor. He hasn't seen sunrise since he was a babe.
Since I was a truck driver. Actually, in the wintertime around here, it's not hard to see the sunrise if it's not cloudy. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. If it's not dumping rain and dark.
Yeah.
Did
Then
you
it
say
gets
you
dark.
had 8 o'clock sunrise?
Yeah. In the wintertime, and then it gets dark about 4:30 in the afternoon. We're far enough north that we get that the sun goes south too far in the wintertime.
You guys get all of it down there in Australia.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 8 o'clock. Yeah, that's unnatural.
Yeah.
You're right about that. No, I go to work in the dark, and I come home in the dark in the wintertime.
Yeah, so do we, but the sun's not coming up at 8 o'clock either.
Well,
Like in the wintertime, sunrise is like just before, just after 7, and then goes down around 5.
but you're closer to the equator.
So
See, we're at the 45th parallel. So
We're halfway between.
the equator and the North Pole.
let me see where I am.
I think we're around the 35th or 38th.
The 45th is right about halfway between me and Brian.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Salem, Oregon.
They even got a sign on the highway that tells you when
There
to
you
cross.
go. Living MN says sunrise 8:30 a.m., sunset 4:30 p.m. in the winter up there. That's about right.
That's about right, yeah. See, probably the other thing that doesn't get you down there, Sandy, is you don't have the dark, dreary, cold rain off of the North Pacific that comes in.
Not for me specifically, but I've been in Tassie and
I'd say Tasmania.
Like Tassie can get the rain and the snow off at Antarctica, and that's pretty full on.
That's pretty much what we get here, except we don't get it from Antarctica. We get it from Alaska.
So that's yeah. So
But we don't get a lot of snow either until you get up in the mountains.
Yeah.
If I see snow, the apocalypse is here. We're all dead anyway. The only time I've ever seen snow is in Tasmania and in Japan. That's it.
Japan?
Japan.
I didn't get your sticker on here yet, Brian.
That's all right. I figure when you have, I think, didn't I leave you a note that said you're going to need to get a 4x8 sheet of plywood?
Yeah, I don't know. Did I show you these things that I got? So I work in a metal shop, and I got this one. This goes all the way to the floor.
Oh, nice.
Back to there. My wife says that's not going to work. She said that's too big. So
He doesn't
the other day I was there, and this one.
Thunderboard.
So I got it.
Nice. Well, that one will work good.
Yeah.
What is that? A piece of painted 16 gauge?
No, it's a 29 gauge.
Oh, roofing.
It's still too big.
I'm gonna bend the bottom of this up, like hem the bottom, but where I can just set this in there, in the middle, and then just put stickers around it. That way I don't lose these.
How many stickers do you think you're gonna get?
Well, I got more than enough to fill this one.
That's about it, though.
Oh, I have 1,400 followers.
That doesn't mean they're all your friends. Send you a sticker.
That's true, because 3 of them are my other personalities.
Well, hey, it's always good to think positive, you know? I mean,
Rachel works in a metal shop. What does she do, Daniel?
I got 10
Does she
minutes.
work in the office, or does she work in the what? Roll farmer? Is it a roll farming shop, or what is it? At this point, you could just come up and talk to us, because there's not too many people lurking anymore that are willing to chat. So
When I worked at GE, I worked on a 300-ton step press for a while. That takes rolled steel and turns it into a lot of parts.
runs a bender press and saw, but not for like roofing and siding though. That's for fab work or what?
Be right back. I need to give you something to drink. These sunflower seeds are doing a number on me. I've already about filled this cup up.
So we have a 21-foot double bender for our trim brake. It used to be one of the biggest ones on the West Coast. I mean, it still is one of the biggest ones on the West Coast, but there is a 26-footer on the West Coast somewhere now, I believe.
Is that up at Metallion and Estacada?
No, theirs is the same as ours, I believe.
Okay.
But is that where you get your metal?
That's where I've got it in the past.
Yeah, that's a good. They're a good bunch of people.
Yeah, they're great people up there. So I'm a welding instructor. That's what I do for my day job. Right. So I work with metal all the time. I've done it for the last 20 years. But you guys are talking about some good stuff here. So, but when I saw that you said 29 gauge, I figured you were doing roofing and siding because that's like the go-to for all that.
We're doing pretty much exactly what Metallion is. They actually do a few more profiles than we do.
Okay.
But I run the on-site roll former. That's what my job is.
Oh, okay. So you pull up with the truck and you roll out the. So do you do like Delta rib on site and stuff like that?
No, Delta rib or tough rib, all that stuff. That's a 40,000-pound machine that runs that, and the coils that you run through there are 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 pounds. So you're not going to take that whole setup out on site and roll it. So the ones that we roll on site are the snap lock, which is the 16-inch, 24-inch, whatever. But we only do 16-inch. Used to do the 1 foot wide, but then the coils are hard to get, and it's way more economical to just go with a 16-inch. But
okay, so that's the lock seam, right?
Snap lock. Snap lock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also do a clip lock, which is a 1 7/8" rib that uses a clip instead of.
Okay.
I mean, it still snaps together, but it also you use a clip to fasten it to the roof, and it's made to span up to 2 feet or whatever on purlins instead of a solid surface. And then that clip allows it to expand and contract without ripping the screws out and everything. But we just use the same coils that we use on the 16-inch stuff, and it just makes a 13 and 7/8" wide panel instead of a 16-inch because more material is going up into the rib.
And so you can basically take measurements from the contractor doing the install, start forming it and shearing it right to length there, and they can pick it off and throw it up. Okay.
The way I like it is when they just hand me a list when I get to the job site, and then I can just run it.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Thanks for coming up and chatting with us.
Have a good day, Sandy. Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Good.
Caterpillar Bobcat. She also made the hockey goals for the NHL, NCAA, and Olympics. That's cool.
Way cool.
So she may have done some stuff for the mower that I just bought, because I just bought a Toro.
My son-in-law works quality control for a stamping company here in Athens that makes parts for Briggs & Stratton, Toro, and several others.
Yeah. I was a little surprised. That engine on my mower is a 22.5 horse for a 22-inch deck. That's a crazy big engine for that.
Wow.
You'd go out and cut down stumps with that thing.
I mean, you'd think, but
man. Beta, you got okay. So you got that's a decent throat on that. So is that a horizontal or vertical bandsaw?
Cutting that diameter, it almost sounds like a vertical.
That's what I would think.
Because I don't know what kind of steel would be 40 inches in diameter and standing up that would need to be cut.
Yeah. 7-foot swing on a lathe. You guys are doing some big stuff. 75-foot bed.
Wow.
Yeah, that's some serious stuff. It's a horizontal. So are you guys doing pipe? Or are you guys doing like flywheels and stuff like that?
So I think what Battalion gets into more of is a lot of residential stuff up in that area. We do a lot of these hay sheds.
Oh, okay.
300 by 150s or whatever. We do a lot of those with 33-foot walls. So that's a lot of skin on those buildings.
Oh yeah. Well, when you consider that it's a pole frame, and you know, so
well,
you don't
they're
have
doing steel. They're doing steel when they do that big ones.
Oh, okay. So now another company I worked with was Web Steel Buildings. They're up here. They would do the what do you call it? So they would do all the welding. They'd weld the columns and girders and everything else. And so I did some work with those guys for a while, and they were doing big hay shops like that, you know, hay barns and everything else. So yeah.
Most of the ones down here, though, the contractor that does most of them here in our area gets the red iron out of Missouri.
Okay.
It's a company that they have worked with. They've learned their blueprints, I guess, and that company will sell them the red iron without the skin.
Oh, wow.
And that, I mean, because, or they'll sell the skin from a local company here, because if you buy a kit from back there and you're short one piece, that takes months to get that out here.
Mm-hmm.
And people hate that weight. It screws everybody up. So the company back there actually pays us for the skin. So I guess they are getting the skin with it, but it's a local company. So
okay.
It works good for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I started out, so when I started out way back, I worked for Warren Industries, the guys that make the winches and the locking hubs, everything else. And so I started out as a welder there. I was welding truck bumpers and winch drums and all that kind of stuff, and got into doing more millwright work, and did millwright work and all that. So a lot of different tools and shop stuff and all that. But yeah, running tube benders and press brakes and all that, you know, it's a lot of fun. It's fun teaching students about it too. But I do more of like, I do more of the print reading and layout now, and teaching the basics of the welding process. Do weld certifications and all that. So it's.
You ever done any spray welding?
Yep.
That's fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's fast and it's aggressive. The spray transfer. I teach that in the second term, and then teach a lot of flux core welding because there's a lot of need out there. You know, especially in your business, Earl, doing the steel buildings. They got to know how to run flux core, and we teach stick welding too. I used to teach a lot more TIG, but I don't do that anymore because my job duties need me more so in teaching the print reading and the layout. And we got another guy who's just a phenomenal TIG welder that does all that. He can TIG weld anything, but he also rebuilds car engines and all that kind of stuff. And he can take a 300 horsepower engine, stroke it out, and turn it into 500 horsepower. So, but he's one of our other instructors. So pretty cool stuff. So we have fun with that. Beta, you got some huge equipment there, but yeah, if you're doing ground drilling equipment, I could see where you'd have to have the big stuff.
So what you're saying is you could certify me as a certified welder.
I could train you, and then I can run you through the cert test, and then I send the test it has to be done by a third-party lab. That's just the way but basically, I could run you through the cert test in Proctor and then send it to a third-party lab. They cut it, break it, send you a card in the mail.
Yeah.
You talk about engine. Everything I do. I've taught myself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I learned how to weld with some old welding rods
Yeah.
and a car battery.
Yeah.
You
Totally
know?
works. People are like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you can't do that." Well, it's direct current.
Yeah, you
You
can.
can weld
Yeah,
with it.
you can.
We actually did that as an experiment one time in one of my classes. We got an old deep cycle 12 volt, and we hooked up the positive negative cables, and we grounded, and then we put some 6011 in there. That stuff will run on 60 amps like nothing. 1/8" rod. We ran it. Once the battery amperage started dropping as you burn it down, it didn't weld as good. But there for a few minutes, it worked all right. So.
You talking about building car engines?
Mm-hmm.
Here you go, Earl.
Somebody put a cam in that.
The thing barely runs.
The other end sounds totally different. Just wait.
Listen to that thing spool up.
That thing got about what? 100 horse?
7. You got a scat pack in that?
And the funny thing is, we're sandbagging people. But
Daniel, my boss does too, and he's not blind, but he said he can see as good with his eyes, or he can weld as good with his eyes shut as he can with a helmet on.
But I do that
through a helmet.
I do that when I'm making, you know, 1 to 3 inch wells, and it's, you know, in a hard line. I can get it back in the corner, and I can close my eyes and walk it out and leave a row of dimes. And the guys are like, "Where did you learn to weld?" I said, "In the old shed at the house." No, where'd you go to school for it? Yeah, PA. It's a 871 blower on a 383 stroker, making about 718 on the dyno at the wheels.
Yeah.
So engine dyno's probably just shy of 800. But it was fun. But we got the motor that's in that car now is a single carb 434 Dart motor that's making about 150, 175 more horse than the blower motor. Everybody's like, "Where's the blower motor at?" So, "Oh, we took it out. It was too much motor for the car." And yet the motor we put in is, yeah. So they're waiting on us to get it out to the track, and everybody's going to try to jump on it, and you're going, "Oh, wait a minute."
So, no, my boss can't weld. That's why. I mean, he says that's why he says he can weld as good with his eyes shut. He can do it as good by feel as he can by sight, because he can't see anything, and he can't. Yeah. So that's why he got me. And
I got a tube of that up here.
But we always stick with the quarter inch wall metal. All of it's the same, so we don't have to switch the welder up.
Have you ever played with those aluminum welding rods that were blowing up on TikTok and YouTube a year or so ago?
Oh, you mean those state fair rods, the Aladdin ones?
Yeah, the ones where you weld with like a
Propane torch.
Torch, yeah.
All right, I'll tell you. This is what I'll tell you about those. We keep a tube of them at the college, and this is why. When somebody brings in an old set of patio furniture, and they've dropped it or broke it, you cannot identify. Some people are, oh, it's pot metal or it's aluminum. It's like whatever they could melt together and cast it out of. Anyways, when somebody breaks that, we have two options. We can either braze it, or we can use that Aladdin rod on it. And so what we'll do is we'll use the TIG welder, and we'll actually get it just hot enough to where we can use that, and we'll put the weld on there, DA it out, paint it, done. And that's all we use it for. I've seen people fill like beer can holes and stuff, but I don't think that it's not. I would not trust it on anything other than a set of patio furniture.
Right. We played with it before on some coupons, and I don't know, man. We bent the coupons. I mean, we had some 1/8 inch and 1/4 inch coupons that we brazed together with those things, and we put them in a vise and pulled on them with big crescent wrench, and we actually bent the snot out of the coupons before, and it never did deform those joints.
Yeah, I think it's so hard when it solidifies that it has no ductility.
Right. I mean, we've used it for some emergency repairs before on some aluminum stuff, and it worked pretty good for what it was. But as soon as the fab guys made the new part, and we'd swap it out, and then they take it and try to destroy it. They're like, man, that stuff's stout.
Yeah. I would just be worried, like if you had something where you had to have give. I would just worry about it where it may not have enough give, and then you'd have something else fail. It's kind of like welding cast iron. Like if you work on cars and stuff, you start welding out an old head, and you don't cool that thing evenly, and that thing just starts cracking all around,
warping.
Warps and all that. That's my biggest concern. It's not like running old 40 43 or 51 52 or whatever. If you're welding aluminum, where you can know what's going on.
See, you're talking all French to me now.
I was going to say I'm going to start.
My last job, I worked for a tire store, and the owner wanted to start fixing wheels, and he went out and he come back one day with a Synchrowave 250. Love that machine, and we started bringing in cracked alloy wheels, and we'd grind out an 1/8 inch gap wherever the crack was and weld it front to back. And knock on wood, we never had one come back. We've had them come back broken a different place, but never in the same place. And the fun part was always grinding the inside of the wheel, because you have to get the bead smooth, and it had to match the curve of everything else. And he bought a wheel straightener, and you talk about fun. I mean, you got to torch that wheel and get it to about 300 degrees, and then the wheel bolts in just like it would on a car, and it turns, and you got a mic that sits there, and you find the high spots and low spots and mark them, and you heat them up, and you set just, it's nothing but a hydraulic jack with a curved head on it. You set it in there, and you bump it, and you sit there and watch the wheel go, wah, wah, and then you keep rolling it until you get no run out in it. Move on to the next one, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah. Let's see, Beta, you asked me if I welded drill stem pipe. No, I haven't. It's not something that I ever had to weld, so I haven't welded any of that. But I do know from Hendrickson it is magnetic, and magnets and electricity don't go together too well. You go down to Harbor Freight, right? Or
Skinner Farms, welcome in.
And they got these fancy things here. And I like these because they help with like fit up and stuff like that. If I can get one off here.
Magnetic triangles. Yeah.
So I use these like when I'm doing fit up on like square pipe and things like that. But what I've seen a lot of people do is they leave these in place when they try to weld. And you think that, we got this term called arc blow where the arc blows off to one side or the other. And you think it's bad when you get in a tight joint with a stick rod. It will literally pull that arc off to whatever side that magnetic polarity is. So, use them for fit up and clamping if you're just trying to get things square or, true to the world. Any magnets with welding, it's bad news.
I used to fit stuff up with those for right angles and stuff, and would put a spot weld or two in to kind of lock it. Then I'd pull the magnet off and beat it up.
Yeah, that's what you do. I mean,
and of course, if you've got another welder you want to mess with, man, I'll tell you what, rare earth magnets are fun because you can stick one on a weld, some within 6 inches of a weld, and they don't know it's there, and they can't figure out why, like you said, the arc's trying to pull and the puddle's pulling off to the right or left. What the hell? You can't. And everybody's sitting there just laughing.
Yeah.
That or somebody's welding and you fill up a condom with acetylene and throw it around their feet. That slag hits it.
So the best acetylene story I got was we'd take like a 33-gallon trash bag. We'd take the torch and we'd wrap it around like that, fill that thing up, tape it up, and we'd tie a piece of ribbon to it and light it on fire and shove it off into a corner of the shop. That thing would set off car alarms like you wouldn't believe, like for a quarter mile.
Yeah, I was going to say like a half mile away.
Yeah, no, it was just like, boom, you'd see the shock wave go through the shop, all the dust kick off the floor. Somebody come out of the office screaming like something, they thought we blew things up. But
I've seen what a 16-ounce coffee cup will do, turned upside down on the edge of the table with about that much hanging off, and you just kind of shoot a little acetylene in there and then light the torch and reach over there with it. Yeah. And it's, you wouldn't believe how much styrofoam is in a 16-ounce cup. You can take a 50 by 100-foot shop and make it snow in the whole shop with one cup.
Yeah. Oh, it's something else. Some of the stupid stuff we did, making cannons that fire tennis balls using acetylene and oxygen, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fun.
My buddy's got one. So there's a guy, he passed away about 5 years ago, real sharp guy too. And he'd take like Schedule 40 4-inch pipe, and he actually made a recoil mechanism like based on a howitzer. And so we'd take these tennis balls and ram them down in here, and it had a big chamber on it too. That was like 5-inch Schedule 40 pipe, and we'd fill that thing up full of acetylene and light it off. It'd shoot that tennis ball a good 800 to 1,000 yards. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's like a huge potato gun.
Yeah. Launch a spud too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I always wanted to do a potato gun with acetylene just to see what it would do.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to fire acetylene out of ABS, but hairspray that was fun as a kid.
So one of my classmates built a potato gun out of PVC, and the tank he made out of a 6 or 8 inch pipe, and put a plug in the back. But then he made so that he didn't have to light it. He put a spark plug in it, and then hooked it up to an old weed trimmer. Mm-hmm. So he'd just stand back and crank that weed trimmer, fire that off. But he videoed that, and in slow motion, you can see the flame through this pipe. You can see the flame following the whatever he was shooting out of it.
Yeah,
we did that with a 2 screws that were put in an angle like this, and it had a wire on each end hooked, and we had a trigger made out of an old grill igniter.
Yeah, I've seen those too.
Yeah, we had one where you just slap it like that, so it's like that, go off.
Of course, we put grill igniters to old metal chairs too. That's fun. That's almost as fun as charging up an old coil off an old Chevrolet distributor, an
Yeah.
old
Hendrickson,
capacitor,
have a good
Yeah.
night.
folding it around and laying it up on a bench somewhere, and some idiot come along and grab it and knock the snot out of them.
Oh man, yeah.
5-gallon trash bag, put it under a bridge and lit the fuse. It knocked him to the ground.
That's
Yeah,
about
but,
what it
dude,
does.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of concussive force.
Yeah, it does.
Oh man. Well, hey guys, I'm gonna get going myself, but it was a lot of fun tonight.
All right.
Oh yeah, well, it was nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice meeting you too, Skip.
Hey, get somebody to drop his link in.
I can
in the-
drop
Drop.
it.
I
Type
think. Well,
something in the
well,
chat. Type something in the chat, and I'll drop your link. That's the easiest way to do it.
We go in here.
yeah, I forgot I can do it.
Yeah, you're actually a mod, but
Yeah,
once he types something in the chat, you can go find him pretty easily.
yeah, and I'll drop his link in case anybody else wants to follow him.
There we go.
All right, Daniel, appreciate you being in here.
All right, guys.
All right, Daniel, I'm gonna drop your link and I'm gonna give you a follow.
Well, I appreciate it. I
that's
appreciate
fine.
everybody coming in, talking. Yeah.
Daniel is living him in.
Okay. I think I'm following everybody else in the chat right now.
Yeah.
If I'm not, just hit our subscribe, and I don't know if you guys have it public or private. If not, just comment on one of the videos and just be like, "Hey, you said you were subscribed to me and you're not," and then I'll make sure that I subscribe to you guys. So, anyways,
You're Brian,
guys,
right?
yeah,
Your name is
I'm Brian. The other guy's John, but
Yeah.
John's so tied up with other stuff that I'm the main guy that goes out and talks to everybody and does these things. So
Yeah.
So, all right, gentlemen. Well, have a great night. It's a lot of fun. Hopefully, next Monday night we can pop back in again here.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. It was nice meeting you. Like I said.
Right on.
All right.
Great. You guys take care.
You too, bro.
No, we got the good old faithfuls in here. I mean, almost every Monday night. So it says there's only 6 in here right now, but that's I think that's only the ones that are chatting.
Let's see.
So Daniel, we got
Warrior.
Hendricks left. Hendrickson. Skinner Farm just popped in, I thought, but they might not be in anymore.
Let's see. Warrior Hearts is fishing is live. Mike's Fishing Home is still live. I don't know if anybody else is still live or not.
Danimal's probably hopping in and out of here, probably on with some of them. Which I don't blame him. He's in the catfish community, and that's what they do. So
Yep.
that's kind of the way I treat the catfish community too. I'll go sit in some of them, and if I get bored, I'll go pop into another one. And
Well, I'm in the catfish community too, but I like coming in here and chatting with you because it's not just catfish. It's hunting and offshore fishing and cars.
Pretty much anything.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way you learn different things. I mean, you're not all narrow.
Oh yeah.
But so Brian talking about the fly fishing community. Well, everybody knows what the fly fishing community is, but people are like that on the ocean. People are like that bass fishing. People are like that, in all kinds of fishing. Me, I've learned my stuff pretty much. I don't know what you're supposed to use in the springtime. I don't know what you're supposed to use in the summertime. I don't know what you're supposed to use in the fall. I find something that works and I stick with it. until
Yeah.
it doesn't work anymore, and then I go find something else.
Yeah, exactly.
I catch fish. I mean,
Yeah.
so I was talking to another guy that I haven't been on his boat yet, but he's going to take me halibut fishing and possibly get me on a tuna trip as well.
That
And
sounds fun.
we were talking about walleye fishing, and I said something about I think you can use pretty much the same thing as bass fishing. Oh no! It's a whole nother set of gear. Well, it's the trolling divers. What did Living MN say? He fishes for them all the time. Up here, he was talking about walleye typically bite up a little further, I think. Walleye, no.
Because somebody asked about the rigs to use and stuff,
Yeah.
and he was, I know what comment you're talking about.
Trolling cranks and trolling spinners. So trolling crank, you could use that for a bass. I mean, it's
Yeah. And you can also troll swim baits, big swim baits for them, from what I've heard.
yeah. I mean, I don't see that. I mean, yeah, it's a different technique than you'd use on a bass, but I think some of the gear would overlap. But and people say that you have to use this for bottom fishing. You know, I got into bottom fishing in the ocean because it's an easy fishery. It's a super easy fishery. You go out there and you drop a line down with just about anything on it and you catch a fish. That's why I like it.
That's
Allergies.
like
Allergies are bad.
that's like fishing oil rigs in the Gulf. You know, they go out there and fish just about anything.
Yeah.
You know, some of the most common ones are, you know, sheep's head and stuff like that. You know, they go out there and they fish reds, and you know, you watch them and they're using stuff that looks like bass rods, and they're out there just snatch jigging. Which, if they were in freshwater, you'd think they were snagging.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
they're,
those T-knots you were talking about. So put one of those, something like that, or something like that, or
yep.
something like
First one was a squid, wasn't it?
yeah. I think that's the only
Yeah.
two I have in here. But you put something like that on the two top ones,
Hey, Jacob.
and then I put one of these, which is a 5-ounce weight,
Right.
on the bottom, and that's my rig for out in the ocean. It's all artificial stuff. There's people that use herring. There's people that use shrimp. There's people that use shrimp flies. There's people. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can use. You catch the same fish.
Yep.
This is what I've learned on, and that's what we catch. I mean, we catch fish on those all the time. Pretty much. I rarely get skunked out. I haven't gotten skunked on the ocean for a long time.
You know, that's just like catfishing. We use all kind of baits, all kind of rigs.
Yeah.
Everybody has a personal preference.
Yeah.
And there's, you know, I've learned there's certain rigs that work better at certain times in certain conditions.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been bass fishing before, throwing spinner baits up at the bank and caught catfish.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a reaction bite.
I caught Let me see if I can find that bait. I don't know what I did with it. With my old tackle box. I don't think it's in here. Maybe it is. So I just got myself kind of organized here. Oh yeah, it's in here. I just went and bought a bunch of these little boxes, and then I use this backpack for whatever fishing I'm going for. Just throw a couple of these in there. That way I got my bass and shad and all that stuff separated. But so one morning back in Virginia, I threw this little jitterbug early morning.
Oh yeah.
In a lake that had bass, but it also had a lot of catfish in it. And I caught 2. I don't remember how big they were. Probably 5-pound catfish on that thing right there, top water.
Yeah. Yep. There you go, Jacob. That's a link to my channel.
But I got all this pretty much, not all of this stuff in here, but a lot of it. This one I won off of Scum Dogs. My neighbor.
Did you ever boil that?
Did I ever what?
That frog you just held up?
Yeah.
Usually when we get new ones, we take them out of the pack, and I'll actually trim probably an inch off of those. We call them streamers.
I didn't do that.
But we boil them, and it softens them up.
Oh, okay.
And
so that one does need softened up. This one's actually pretty soft. I just got this one from off the hook, I believe.
Yeah, and but you can take them and just like you're going to boil some eggs, and it'll soften the rubber up, and because of the way the hooks turn or laid against the rubber, a lot of times you'll actually miss because they won't clamp down on it.
Right.
And
my neighbor gave me these 2.
Thanks, Jacob. But yeah, I actually learned that off of YouTube. We done it when I was younger and back in the past, and then I saw on YouTube where these guys that would, before they would go out like in a tournament setting, they would, the night before, they would boil 6 or 8 different frogs.
Yeah. That one right there I've never tried, but that one right there I'm pretty sure would kill a bass.
My favorite stick bait like that is a 6-inch Rapala.
Yeah.
Or some people call them Rapalas.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The 6-inch, we call them blackback shads. It's the silver with the black back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we around here this time of year, if you can get out before sunup and get into like a marina or something, you can throw into the empty sloughs as the sun's coming up, and because the bass will school under those docks, and you can wear them out.
Yeah. Ted says cut the skirts and then bend the hooks up a little bit. This is still my favorite one in this whole box. But then again, I have not used this little one that I said I think is going to slay them. Yeah. I haven't used that one, but this thing kills them, man.
That's like that's a whopper plopper, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't even own one.
They are. Have you ever fished with them?
No, I don't even own one. That's what I was saying.
They're expensive, but they are worth it. You
You
can
know,
get knockoff brands though, and they're just, I mean, as far as I know, they catch just as many fish.
yeah, I saw somebody the other day talking about fishing with a what do you call it? A hardtail spinner bait
Oh yeah,
or something like that.
probably the same thing. Thing isn't closing very good. Buzz bait's in the way. There you go. But yeah, I went and filled up a few of these little things. I got my deep sea one. This is another one for this. This is basically my flutter jigs, except they're expensive ones. But you were talking about this one right here, except in a stick bait. But that's a herring. That's a herring black top, silver bottom.
5 ounce, isn't it?
I think this
Four,
is a
four.
maybe. But that'll be for lingcod.
Yeah,
I got a bunch of these that are. This
Yeah.
one's a 6 ounce, I believe. That's more like a they call it a candlefish or a
just to tell you how long those Rapalas have been out. When I was a kid, I was probably 6 years old, and we had a houseboat on Smith Lake under one of the covered docks. And I was up one. I always got up in the morning and would go fish. And my dad and I were out on the front of the houseboat, and two guys were on the other side fishing the empty slough across from us. And they were throwing that 6-inch Rapala up against hitting the dock with it, letting it drop, and they were just twitching it.
Yeah.
And they were just catching the snot out of them. But Eddie went over and talked to them, and that day he come back with 3 of those 6-inch Rapalas. And he tied one on my rod. Well, the next morning I got up and I went over to the next dock over on the backside of us and was walking around just bouncing it on top of the water at the dock. One of the other guys that had a houseboat over by us, Daddy said he come over and knocked on the houseboat, and Daddy got up and come out there and he said, "Listen." And he heard me yelling. He said, "Ain't that your son?" Daddy took off running and come over where I was at. And I had been bouncing it between like a little cabin cruiser and the dock.
Yeah.
And a bass came up and hit it and it hit it so hard that I ended up with my legs on the dock and my arm on the front of that boat. Luckily, they had it tied pretty tight up front so it didn't push back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Daddy said he come around there and I had one arm on the boat, one arm down in the water, and my legs on the dock. He grabbed me by the life jacket and pulled me back up on the dock and reached for the rod. And I said, "No, he's mine." And I fought him for a couple of minutes, and Daddy reached down and lipped him, and it was a 6.5 pound largemouth. I was 6 years old.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I was the talk of the marina for a week.
Yeah.
But that
absolutely, Jacob, go live on your pan fishing adventure. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Where are you? What state are you in? I may have asked you that before, but
Jacob, I've been trying to get him to come to Alabama so I can put him on some of them big blue catfish we got.
Yeah. And I've met people from a lot of different states. I've been in all 48 of the lower states, most of the Canadian provinces, and Mexico and Guatemala. Here's from Illinois. Okay.
Me, Catfish Viking, and I went down to Wilson. I got a new trolling. I got my new Tarova last week and finally got it finished mounting it up and putting the new plugs in and everything Friday. So me and Catfish Viking went down to Wilson Lake, just below tailwaters of Wheeler Dam,
Yeah.
and we ran into Chad Fields from
Chad Fields.
Chadwick Fields. He's Fields the Stream. I think
Oh,
so.
okay.
You know who I'm talking. Does the show with they were on earlier tonight. Lyle, him and
Oh,
Lyle
okay.
did Panfish Nation. The
Yeah.
heavy big. His wife is Dee. He's got the red.
Yeah,
He's got
I
the.
probably know him if I saw him, but I don't keep up with him enough to know him
He's
very
he's
well.
he's the co-host on Panfish Nation,
Got you. Yeah.
and we ran into them. He had come down. They had that big bait shop versus Team No Script
Yeah.
tournament this weekend, and Chad came down here to Wilson to fish it. So that was pretty neat. I got to
Yeah.
talk. They were bait fishing when we went out, and then Zach and I went on downriver ways, and we catfished the rest of the day. We came in probably about 3:30, and Chad and his wife Dee were fixing to go back out to fish the tournament. And I was like, "Hey, right down here, the second creek on the left." We went back in about 500 yards and started dragging baits coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we turned the point and went back up river by the bluffs, and we caught several over 5 pounds and some over 10. So I don't know if he went down there or not, but I heard he got beat. So I tried.
Yeah. He's like, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
It's getting to be that time of year that Zach and I are going to start putting some fish in the boat.
Yeah.
And they're in pre-spawn right now, fixing to go on bed. So once we've got some awesome flats up here we can drag. Now that I got this Tarova where I can actually guide the boat and all that, the water's up where we can go over the shallows and not have to worry about the stumps and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we can actually spot lock and drag baits and stuff like that. So I think we're fixing to get into some big fish.
Yeah. Yeah, that catfishing game is a whole different ball game.
Yep.
It's
And
our cabezon and lingcod are kind of like catching a catfish. It's not a whole lot different. They fight more like a catfish, the cabezon especially. But yeah, you hook onto a big cabezon and that old thing, they spread those fins out. Those fins drag like a log.
I mean, that's, it's like, big cats. The fight on a big cat is more like trying to pull a log off the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
my brother one time was out and went on a charter boat, and he thought he had a bottom, and the mate on the boat, he's like, "Let me see that rod." He reeled down and he pulled up. He reeled down and he pulled up. And he reeled down and he pulled up. He goes, "Here, have fun. You got yourself a big cabezon." He's like, "That's a good fish." And that was I don't remember how big it was, but he was just having trouble getting it off the bottom.
Right.
Once it came up off the bottom. He said if you reel down and pull up 3 times and you're not losing line,
right,
in the ocean, you got the waves to contend with. He says if you pull up 3 times and you're not losing line, you got a fish on there. So
right. That's the gentleman that taught me a lot of what I know about catfishing was an ex-father-in-law.
Yeah.
He's passed now, but he couldn't drive, so he would call me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, my wife would be like, "Hey, Daddy wants you to come take him fishing." So I'd take my old car. He had a little 12-foot semi-V with a 25 horse on the back of it. and he fished with the old Zebco 33 Walmart
Yeah.
combos. And I've seen that man pull. I know one time he pulled one that was 50 inches or better
Yeah.
up to the side of the boat and reached down with a pair of pliers and grabbed the old number 4 gold eagle claw hook. You know, it's J hook about that big, about that wide. Reach down and grab it and flip it out of his mouth and let him go. You know, he fought that fish for 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, he's not bowing up and cranking. He's sitting there holding that rod just steady and taking his 2 fingers and just turning that reel like he's slow.
Yeah.
And then just slowly pull that fish up. And when it'll get close to the top, the first couple of times, it'd try to go back down. And he'd just hold it and just let it pull the drag out with that 6 or 8 pound line, whatever comes on those little combos.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I know for a fact that man could have had, I don't know how many line class records.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I've never seen anybody else pull fish that big with whatever that little.
They get too excited.
Yeah.
Break their line.
You know, and that's, I think one day when we get into some good fish, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna be the old man in the back of the boat, and I'm gonna pull up a fish like that. And if I do, I'm definitely gonna try to have it certified as a line class.
Yeah.
Because I know Mark and Lyle on Catfish Weekly not too long last week, I think, had a guy on there, and he's got 30-something line class records.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He fishes.
What's the line class record?
That's when you have a fish certified, you have to send in a sample of the line off of your rod, and they test it for, because a lot of people don't know this, but you may buy a spool of 20-pound line.
Yeah.
That'll actually test out to 25 or 28 pounds.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So they actually test the line to be 20-pound test or 5-pound test or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you've got, let's say you catch a 30-pound fish on 6-pound line.
Yeah.
If it tests out at 6 pounds, then that might be the line class record for that.
Yeah.
You know, it's
gotcha.
not. Yeah, it's catching a fish well over the size limit for the tackle you're using.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know, it's not like taking a slime cat rod with 30-pound line that'll test out at 45 pounds, and landing a 50-pound blue.
Right.
You know, when I skipjack fish in the summertime, when they're running at the dam all the time, my favorite thing to do is to take my 6-foot ultralight with 4-pound line and go stand on the rocks and cast an unweighted number 4 bait keeper hook, the ones that have the backwards barbs on the shaft, to keep your plastic baits in place, with a 3-inch gulp minnow.
Hey,
and
Maury.
I'll throw that. Hey, boring fisherman, how you doing? I like to throw that gulp minnow out into the current, pull it back through the current seam, and catch some of those 15, 18-inch skipjack, and just listen. And everybody always stops what they're doing and looks, because it just peels the drag on that little ultralight crappie spinning reel. And it's funny because when I do that, I take my bait, the dip net that you use for like a bait tank, you know, it's about that big, and got a handle. I'm down there on the rocks with my ultralight dip net and skipjack.
Yeah.
You know, now if I'm trying to help somebody catch bait for a tournament or something, I've got my bait rod with my 20-pound braid and my 6 hooks, 6 hooks sabiki with a 3/4 ounce weight and a Foley spoon on the end of it, slinging it a quarter of a mile out into the river trying to catch as many skipjack as I can.
Yeah.
But when I'm going to fish for the weekend and I don't need but 15 or 20 skipjack, Friday after work, I'll go down there with my ultralight and just have a blast.
Yeah.
Until they quit biting. And to me,
Boring,
that
did you get a notification for this live or my premiere? I mean, maybe you don't have your notifications turned on for me, but I think you have because you've been in my lives before. I was thinking about texting you. You did not. So go to my channel. Try this once. Go to my channel and turn that bell to no notifications, and then go back in and turn it back to all notifications again, and see if you'll get my notifications for next week. Because somebody said that's what they're doing with all the channels that they're not getting notifications for anymore.
yes, I've tried that with a couple of them. I didn't have a notification for this tonight. I actually went to the homepage where it just shows everything that's going on.
Yeah.
The suggested videos.
Right.
And yours was up there, and I was like, "Oh, Earl's on," and I came in. But as far as the bell, the notification bell,
one for my premiere?
No, I didn't get one for anything.
Huh. You had it on customized.
Yeah, I always put it on. I put it on when I subscribe to a channel. I set the notifications to all.
Yeah.
I watch one of the videos, or at least let it run all the way through, and then I leave a comment. And most of the time, the hook set it'll stick then.
Yeah.
But notifications is. See, Ted said he didn't get one either.
Yeah, but he got them turned off.
Oh, well, that's his fault.
Yeah, I know. He did too get a notification because he was on first, or not first, but one of the first.
Usually when I get on in the evenings, the first thing I do is go through and look through all the notifications.
Yeah.
And look for anything that's scheduled or whatever, and set reminders.
That's what I do too on evenings that I'm not putting videos out. There's a channel, King Slew. He goes out of Newport out there. Goes fishing. He's actually one of the ones that got me more into ocean fishing. He probably doesn't even realize that, but he goes out by himself on a little 18-foot boat and catches bottom fish and salmon all the time.
Wow.
He's I think he said he's 82 years old.
Wow.
Anyway, I'm sure he's got a wealth of knowledge on ocean fishing, but he always goes by himself. Anyway, I'm going to roll a roof for him here in the next week or two.
Did you? I haven't heard of those yet, Ted.
He just commented on my last video. King Slew, boring. I will drop his link in here actually because that is a channel. He doesn't post a ton of videos, but what he does post is pretty incredible.
I meant to ask you, Earl, did you get your boat back yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
They are waiting. on windows.
Oh, okay. I knew the other day you were waiting on paint.
No, the paint's done.
Yeah, but I mean, the last time we talked last week,
Yeah,
they were waiting for the paint.
yeah,
So they got it done last week. Now they're just waiting on the windows.
yeah. Now, I don't know if this is going to work or not because,
Are they doing glass windows or plexiglass
yeah,
windows?
no,
Glass.
it's glass. Yeah.
The guy.
You watch his stuff quite a bit. Yeah, he is. He's a good guy to watch. There's his link.
Look at something real quick while we're doing. Oh, you're doing that. Go to my Amazon. Prime.
Boring Fisherman put a video out 11 minutes ago. I don't know who that guy is.
Oh,
Whoops. I turned my own live off. What did I do that for? What did I do that for?
go to DJ.
Yeah, Ken, I took an order from him for his shed roof. He says he's 82 years old and he hasn't slowed down a whole lot yet. Pretty healthy old man. Speaking of old men, my dad just turned 81 today. Well, I should probably get off of here. We've been on here for over 3.5 hours.
Ted, did you mean DJI?
Yeah, I think that's what he meant. It's that one that Steve from Wyoming got. You were looking them up last week.
Yeah, I just looked them up and it pulled up some DJI.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I was like, let's see.
Yeah, Ken, I'd have never guessed him quite that old. I would have put him mid-70s, but not 82. He's doing pretty good for 82. He still climbs trees, like not trimming, but taking trees down by climbing them. He still does that stuff.
Yeah, because I remember I'd been looking at the Rode mics that
Yeah.
Kevin from Palmetto Cats had told me about.
Well, Ted was talking about those last live too. Mid to late 60s. Yeah, I'd love to get on his boat and just go sit there and watch him. I'm sure you could learn a ton.
Oh yeah,
from just sitting there watching him. I learned something new almost every one of his videos that he puts out about bottom fishing, but he doesn't ever go out very far for bottom fish. He goes maybe a mile north of the jetty and just sits there and fishes away. He always limits out. And that North Reef is a hard one to fish too because it goes from 60 feet to 40 feet and then it jumps up to 15 to 20 feet real fast.
Yeah.
So, and that's you get a pretty good swell there.
I can
On
imagine. Well, I know you got to work tomorrow, Earl. I appreciate you letting me come up.
You bet. Always welcome.
I'll probably see you up here next week.
Yep. Boring if you don't get the notification. I'm always on Monday nights.
Well,
Starting at
everybody,
6 o'clock on a premiere and then going to live. So
well, good night to everybody in chat that's left. Boring. Ted, if you're still in here, y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all next week.
and same here. I appreciate everybody coming in, and I'm gonna call it a night. Give me some shut eye and go to work tomorrow. So appreciate everybody hanging out and catch you next time.